and one. And yes, folks, we are live. Happy Monday, everyone. Hopefully, everybody had an incredible, of course, stupendous, indubitably SummerSlam weekend. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. And, if we're fresh start here, starting the week off fresh here on the flagship show as episode 280, the narrative control. As we're going to go ahead and discuss, of course, recapping what happened night 1 and night 2 SummerSlam, what will be the expectations for fallout of SummerSlam, and we're heading into Survivor Series. And we will also be previewing AEW Grand Slam, the new signees as well, and the development story heading into All In, because there's a lot of things that happened last week on Dynamite that got us like, what the hell's going on? So that's what we're going to talk about. And the main topic of the night, of course, is the narrative control, which that's where one promotion is trying to do now is control the narrative, while the other one will rebuttal. But we'll get more into that. So make sure, folks, you get everything ready. Get your snacks and get your beverages ready and get ready to debate with us, folks, because the flagship show starts right about now.
Let's go, it's time to be the GOAT. It's time to enter God mode, man, let's get it going. I wanna be the greatest, energy is overflowing. I know I'm stoking the fire, my desire's taking over, not tired, I'm inspired, rewired. I know just what is required. My brain knows how to decipher the messages, looking brighter. Already paid up the pipe, but my game is getting much tighter. I feel my body on fire, I hope you're ready for battle. You better get on the saddle, we got some demons to tackle, yeah. We about to put on a show. These haters don't even know they're in too deep like a hole. And they about to find out what it means when you enter into my house. How it feels when you always seem to strike out. Cause I don't lose, no I win, I go all out. So we'll keep fighting till the end. Yeah, we'll keep fighting till we win. This is our calling, this is our calling. Yeah, we'll keep fighting till the end. It's time!
That's right. It is time, baby. And we are back. And welcome, everyone, to Circle the Way Podcast, of course, the episode 280 of Narrative Control, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome, everyone. The flagship show here is back in action, of course. The host, TV, is what I would see. With my host, the man who is the attorney at law that locks it down here for this network and for everybody that he can. And no, I know people were telling me, yes, try to get sponsored by Coke. No, this man will kill me. I don't want that. This man needs some Pepsi here. That's why he has a name, Pepsi, for a reason. But I'll let the video explain it itself.
He'll represent you, and you'll be lucky. He'll win you 1.2, maybe 3. Oh, he's a fucking Pepsi. Just call 1-900-Mussolini. And for a low fee of $3.99, he will give you expert legal advice and a free can of Pepsi.
Pepsi Film, Pepsi, not responsible. See the wrong kind of Pepsi. Top Rope Wrestling, Talk Circle, debate, are all sponsors ad.
Call today.
Money's on the way. Call Pepsi
today. Right now. And remember, he will fight for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pepsi Phil. Are you still learning me the Chelsea? Is that what we're doing here? Because it looks like you were doing that for a minute right now.
That is one of the 5 moments I'm happy about. That is one of them in 2 days. Theoretically, 10 hours of pro wrestling.
Right? Exactly.
There were only 3 good matches, in my opinion, that was worth me spending my time to watch. And only 5 moments that made it worth my time to lose to watch that shit.
We'll kick it off right now. Let me just shout out to everybody in the chat. Rusty was good. Howdy, Diet Pepsi Phil and the Bossman. What's going on? Happy Monday, Rusty. Yes, Emily. Hi, Emily. Hello, Emily. Happy Monday. And Zach, Mr. National himself. Happy National Watermelon Day. OPC. Phil. I want some watermelon now.
See, I thought it was cookie day, so I got a cookie. God damn it, Zach, you need to send out a memo before the show starts.
Yeah, that's what up. What up, Eli? What is going on?
We're still getting my cookie though.
Yeah, as long as you can cook, you see. Tell me what's up, girl. OPC, the man who really looks like Morton Coopland Jr., the Super Mario Brothers bad guy Koopa, Pepsi Phil, the one man who used to wrestle against Judge Joe Brown and got drunk drinking Pepsi vodka. Oh my God! Oh, the Redeemer, the ruler. What's going on, Justin? What's going on, Poppy Ruler? Oh man. So, well, folks, we got a lot to talk about, and especially we're going to go ahead and talk about this of what happened in the last 48 hours. Of course, SummerSlam, what happened night 1, night 2. And we again appreciate everybody that joined us for the watch party for those 2 nights. Those, it wasn't a bad event. It was great. It wasn't worse or even the best, but it was by far not bad at all for the both weekend nights. Like Pepsi said, he has a couple of highlights that he feels like it was worse that time, but I'm gonna let him go ahead and break it down. But before I pass it to him, I'll tell you one thing though. I've noticed that if you realize they did not mention the attendance crowd the whole weekend, and there's a reason why, and we all know why. But I'll say that. But I'll pass it down to you, my brother, the host with the most. So you break it down. What were your thoughts on the weekend of night 1, night 2 of SummerSlam? What was your highlights, and what are your expectations of the fallout now?
Truth be told, it's gotten to the point now at WWE, it's almost a foregone conclusion. If WWE is holding a 2-night anything event, the first night's going to be trash. The first night will be trash. And I don't mean that the wrestling in it was trash. I will mean the production and delivery and execution will be trash.
Okay.
The reason being is that it felt pointless.
Interesting.
Not a single storyline, even though they were resolved, except certain few. I'm gonna say all of them, except for a certain few. By and large, they all felt like the ending felt anticlimactic. I don't care how great the wrestling was, and the wrestling was good. I will say the actual physical act of wrestling during it was good. They were doing some good acting, but the truth of the matter is that the way they delivered it, it was anticlimactic and honestly disappointing.
Really? Okay.
That's why I said there were only 3 matches I felt started a real journey, and then by the time it was over, you were like, okay, that was a good one. Only 3 out of 2, literally 2 nights, 12 hours of wrestling.
Break it down for me.
So the first one, obviously for me, was Nick Aldis and Gunther.
Yes.
And the biggest problem I had with that, honestly, is that Nick Aldis looked bigger than Gunther. Nick Aldis looked bigger than Gunther.
Hell yeah.
That motherfucker said he had 5 weeks to get ready. In 5 weeks, he must have been eating weights, because that fucker came out looking huge.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I swear to God, if I'm in the box, if I'm in the back watching that, my first thought is Gunther looks tiny as fuck. Make that motherfucker fat again. Shit.
He wanted to lose that weight, right? So shit, there you go.
So, but either way, that was a genuinely legit strong match. It was a great story. Even the follow-up where he tries to resign and Triple H doesn't take it, that was a good story right there, which is something they haven't had. It was a short form story, sure, but it was a damn good story for what it was. Number 2, Chad Gable and Penta was a hell of a match. Yes. They did a good job setting that up, and as a continuation of the El Americano Grande storyline, it fit perfectly with it. It fit perfectly with it. That was another great ass match, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The third moment. Well, I'm gonna start this over. The third match I will say was probably pretty good. I'm gonna say it was when they brought back Kevin Owens and they had the four-way dance. That was a really good match. I thought that was a legitly strong match that showed out and showed up. And the way Sammy and Kevin sold that story, and buddies being reunited, and the fact that when you start a match, Sammy couldn't move for the first few minutes of it because he's Kevin beat the shit out of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, that's great storytelling right there.
Yeah.
Those are the three matches I liked. Those are the three matches I liked. In regards to moments I liked, there'll be two more. It was when Chelsea Green won the women's ladder match.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, it's about time. I also enjoyed the fact that she said her championship was dedicated to Michael P.S. Hayes, which I especially enjoyed because go fuck you, P.S.
That's right. Hell yeah, baby.
The next one, so this one I'm kind of waffling, and I don't know if it's because it's like an old nostalgia thing to say goodbye to it. Mm-hmm. But Roman and Seth did a beautiful job. That was a really good, solid, great match. And the story behind it was even better. What I will say is this. I pray to God the Shield saga is officially over. I pray to God Seth and Roman can let that shit go and stop being a bitch about it. Because it's done. As far as I'm concerned, that right there, as long as they make sure that they never have beef or have another match for at least the next 2 or 3 years again, for that reason, then that became probably one of the longest running story after the Bloodline storyline that lasted that long, because that one goes back to the very beginning of everything.
That's true.
Because if you think about it, the Shield saga is the Bloodline storyline is basically a chapter in the Shield saga.
Right.
That's all it really is. So everyone keeps everyone may want to pull out the Bloodline storyline as a great storyline. All that is like chapter 2 of the Shield saga. And 3, 4, 5. But either way, I thought that was a great way to end this thing. But the truth be told, if I had spent money to watch that, I would have been punching the air right after it ended.
Ask Eli. He went. He's right there in the chat.
Somebody should give Eli money, because I'm gonna tell you right now, spending that much money for that, other than the hoopla, the truth of the matter is that other SummerSlams were better. Other wrestling was like other storylines in those SummerSlams were better. Now, am I happy to see Randy Orton come back? Yeah, sure I am. Do I feel like maybe they have a real direction for the website? Not for the storyline with those two? Yeah.
I mean, that too. I was going to ask you that too about the Shield one, because Rusty is asking, did you like that though? Because there were tribute moves there for him, for Moxley.
I wasn't surprised. Unlike the rest of the tribalist people on this, not the ones that follow us, but unlike the rest of the tribalist motherfuckers, those three never stopped being family.
Yeah, that's true.
They never stopped being family. So I don't know why everybody was shocked they did it. I'm shocked WWE let them do it. That's what I'm shocked about.
Agreed. And to add on what you're saying, they even mentioned again his name. They mentioned Dean Ambrose. So
yeah, well, Dean Ambrose they can say, because Dean Ambrose technically still own the name, so they can say that shit to the cock somehow.
Yeah.
But what I will say, the one moment that I think really, really proved far and wide why I love Kevin Owens is when he gave a shout out to Rebel.
Yes, 100%.
And he ain't have to do that. Literally, it was during a scrum, and literally, it's a. I don't want to say it's a nothing event, but it's basically a work.
Mm-hmm.
And all he did, and all it is just a promotion for the next event. But truth be told, Kevin Owens has always been that guy.
Yeah, that's true.
And I thought it was really nice of him, because I know for a fact not everybody back in the office liked that shit. Probably, I know. I don't
think he gave a shit, to be honest.
I don't even think he asked that one. I don't even think he asked about it. I mean, do I think TKO was happy to hear about it? No. Do I think wrestlers were appreciative of it? Yeah, I think every wrestler in the back was extremely happy he said it.
Yeah, even Rebel retweeted with that clip, thanking Kevin Owens for the support and mentioning, then Gail Kim, she put even there. See, even tribalism has nothing to do with this. This is like, and even she gives a shout out. Britt Baker did. A lot of the talents that are not in WWE, like they gave Kevin Owens a lot of props for what he said, and I give him props too. Like I commend that man for what he said. Like, because he even said it. He's like, it has nothing to do with, even though this person didn't work here in this company, but hey, he mentioned it. It's not about wrestling. It's just about the life, the health being, and it's awesome what he did. I give him a lot of kudos to that man for what he did during that post show. So I'll give him 100% credit.
Yeah, I'm worried to see. Although what I will say is, I am worried of what they're going to do to him in the back, though.
Okay, man. They should even do that.
As much as I think Kevin Owens is a stand-up dude and deserves to get over, because honestly, in that match, he was incredible. What I'm worried about is them pretty much doing some dumb shit to him, because they don't want that man to be great.
Yeah. And then he said, I spent $164 for 2 tickets for night 1. They didn't go to night 2, but I spent more on food and merch and parking. Well, as long as you have fun, Eli, that's all that matters. And Alex, what is good? And let's see, Abby, what is good? Shout out to you, Abby. Damn, I didn't get sleep I'm in India. Yep, and that's right. I have my morning MMA session. I opened up YouTube, saw your stream, came here. What's up? Hopefully you have a great MMA session right there, Abby. Shout out to you and much love to you in India, my brother. Alex is saying, it shows how much class act Kevin Owens really is as a wrestler and a person to give a shout out to a woman. That is correct. And absolutely. And I give that 100%. Now, I wanted to ask you about the Phil Brooks and Cody Rhodes. So please, can you tell that man never to do a moonsault again? Because I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. All that was a goddamn commercial. It was. I mean, honestly, it was. It looked, and here's the thing: it looked like 2 old men trying to fight and fuck a football at the same time. All I kept saying is Cody is better than this bullshit. What was it? Punk kept trying to work his leg. Cody was working Punk's arm, and the entire thing looked like a 14-year-old trying to go on his first date, because all they did was fumble through most of that shit. And it was just, I was happy to see Randy Orton put some stank on it, because goddamn, no one else was. No one in that ring was doing it.
It felt like a golden era match, to be honest with you. I'll tell you why. Because it was so slow, and the communication between them was not up to par. Like, there was a lot of missing spots what they did on that match.
That is not a golden era. Those motherfuckers in the golden era could wrestle and tell a story. These motherfuckers were tripping over themselves to look good on TV.
That's true. You're right.
And you really think Arn Anderson and Magnum TA would have fucking put that shit on?
Oh no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't at all, but I get what you mean.
I mean, honestly, and I feel bad because I'm a Cody fan, but even I got to call a spade a spade. I'm like, bro, the fuck. And again, I'm not necessarily blaming Cody entirely. I'm blaming the fact that Punk,
he needs to retire.
I mean, either that or honestly, yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out what is the point of him being out there. Because at this point, it's just nostalgia. And no offense, you can't keep going back to Chicago trying to get a good pop. Or only showing up when they show up at Chicago.
Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts of Io and Liv Morgan? What are your thoughts about that?
So I know it's pre-prescribed.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that giving it to Liv Morgan might seem interesting to him. Here's the problem. We're going to pretend that I don't understand and know Dom's feelings on it and not call Liv a mid at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first time she defended the goddamn belt in almost 4 months?
100 days.
100 days?
100 days.
And then they gave her some bullshit storyline where she wins the Queen of the Ring? And then they let her win a championship, and you're sitting there going, and I was like, hand to God, what was the point of the entire Queen of the Ring bullshit?
Exactly.
Like you didn't create any real drama. You didn't create any real intention behind it. You just said she gonna hold that shit down for us.
Basically. And how about the Oba and Brock Lesnar? Could we say this is a legitimate retirement after he took the mic and he said, I am the past, this is the future, and just pretty much didn't do much of it, of course. I mean, they didn't use the cage as much as what people expected. It should have been without a cage. Justin said that on Saturday. It should have been no cage into it. So, but we had kind of expected it wasn't going to be that long, and yes, people debate about, it shouldn't be the main event. It should have been Cody and Punk. But to be honest with you, I'm glad this was the main event because the other one wouldn't be as great. So at least this ended now with Oba Femi, even him saying in the post show, like, hey, you know what? I respect Lesnar. I give him, I wish him nothing for the best, and for him, and much love to him and his family. Thank you for, basically, he's pretty much saying thank you for putting him over. And now we got to see what's next for Oba in this situation. But I don't know. What were your thoughts about that match?
Waste of goddamn time. Oba won 3 matches already.
Yes.
The third match wasn't necessary. And here's the thing. And I'm going to agree. And I fully agree with Justin. That wasn't a Hell in a Cell match. That wasn't even a cage. That was barely even a cage match.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm sitting here watching it going, what was the point of this being in a cage? Because it damn sure didn't look impressive. I know Brock pushed to make this the main event. And do I think then someone needs to sit that man down and go, this was not a main event. This was a really good Monday Night Raw match. And I will also say this. Do I think Brock Lesnar retired? My response to that is WWE still going to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, next year at Mania.
Yeah, then that son bitch gonna show up for Saudi Arabia. That motherfucker ain't retiring because Saudi Arabia is big money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So no, I don't. I don't think he's retired.
Yeah, and Eli said that he gave Oba his gloves too. The Lesnar twosome was cool, and yep, that was cool, and he did. He did. He got to say, Cody Street Fight entrance was great. Yes, that was great. Punk versus Cody now for the title. KO. Oh yeah, I want to get into that too. The promo, especially that he liked, because that's gonna be a promo battle.
I'm gonna say this. Here's the problem
Mm-hmm.
with that. With what he just posted.
All right.
That's the only thing memorable about that entire match. Cody's entrance gear.
Street Fighter being Guile with the helmet. That's it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's interesting about that match, other than the usual. That is the only thing. Because if someone goes, "Ooh, that was a cool spot," the only other one they had was Cody doing a terrible moonsault, and he knew better.
Oh yeah, even him.
He knew it was a bad idea halfway in the air.
Oh my goodness.
He knew it was so bad. That's why he fucked it up.
Yeah. Let's see. And Russ is saying, I think instead of the cage match, it should have been a last man standing, but I understand Brock finally losing in a Hell in a Cell match. So I guess, because he never lost a Hell in a Cell, technically. He always won his Hell in a Cell, I believe so. So that's probably the reason why they kind of chose that. So, I guess.
That's fine, but honestly, that was and I say this word with extreme apologies to everyone in the crowd, that was the pussiest Hell in a Cell match I've ever seen.
It pretty much, it wasn't a damn Hell in a Cell, pretty much.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
For all due respect, they have set a standard with Hell in a Cell matches. A Hell in a Cell match is what retired Mick Foley twice.
Yes.
The Hell in a Cell match is what we got. We had one of the greatest matches between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Yes.
A Hell in a Cell match is what we saw when the New Day fought the Usos. What we just saw there was just a regular old cage match and the cage was barely used.
Barely. The only time it was used, I could say, when they put the table right into that's it. And just, that's the only spot where I think, Lesnar was the one that put, either was it Ober or I forgot who went to the table. But that was the only spot. Other than that, there was nothing else in that cage. Nothing else happened in that cage. Everything happening in the ring. So, and then also we had, of course, which I knew was going to happen. And now the story's going to be delayed because Brie is officially hurt. She suffered a broken scapula, like in her shoulder. So she's out for a while, for a couple of months. Of course, it was expected that we're going to turn on Paige, and that's what I said before. Is the plan was to revitalize that Total Divas, have AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella Twins down the line, and then now there's going to be it's going to be delayed because of now Brie Bella's injury. And now we're going to get Paige and Nikki Bella one-on-one down the line, most likely Saturday main event or our Survivor Series, which makes no sense. And then you had, of course, Chelsea Green. Everybody was happy, and I was happy that she won the damn title. And I'm glad. It sucks that it's not the official title; it's an interim. And this is
which makes no fucking sense.
Agreed. 100% agree with you. It makes no fucking sense. This should have been right here. Rhea could have just been, you know what? Here you go. Take care of it. You're now the champ. I'll come back for it down the line later. That's fine. But it's like they shouldn't. This is not UFC. This is not UFC where you do interim champions. They should not be related to the professional.
They are not. I think Justin said it. Redeemer said this.
He did.
I'm gonna go. Y'all, I'm gonna go up there with Justin and Redeemer. So bear with me. Redeemer said it best. It ain't the fucking UFC. We do not need an interim champion. If you're not around to defend your championship, you ain't the champion no more.
Exactly.
If they take your belt away because you too hurt, you are no longer the champion. The pro wrestling is not UFC and it's not boxing.
Yeah. Well, at least, man, they should bring back the old school days. Like, hey, you don't defend your belt for 30 days, you get to you lose it.
First of all, if they did that, Roman would have no job.
I know, not even
they'd have fired Roman's ass centuries ago.
Let's see. Oh, okay, because of the other two helpmen. Okay, I appreciate it, Eli. Tatum was supposed to be Paige's partner. I was expecting AJ Lee to be that. Let's see. Most likely Paige, Nikki at 79 minutes. Yep, most likely it's going to be that, Eli. I agree 100%. And then, of course, the entertainment spot, Danhausen, Dominic. It's a shame, because and I said this on yesterday. I said it is like, what a way to bury your Mega World Championship from AAA. And this is how you know that Dominic didn't even walk out with the belt, that AAA Mega Championship. Which, I guess I could say he at least kind of protected the brand, but then again, you're not, because you represent AAA as a world champion. We already know that. It's an unfortunate how he's getting booked in this situation. And yeah, I mean, I'm not hating on Danhausen, but it's gonna burn out eventually. They're already overusing him, like majorly already over.
Oh, it burnt out last Monday night, as far as I'm concerned. The little midget, I'm sorry, the little Danhausen people for that entire dance number with Joe Hendry. Why? Why?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think even on Monday, it was burned out when they added Ryan Garcia, which they shouldn't have. That's even worse.
Fuck him.
Exactly. No, I'm with you. Fuck him.
He can eat a bag of dicks, and Triple H can as well. Because he also pissed me the fuck off with some bullshit he said after Thursday night.
Oh, we're gonna say that for narrative. The last because I did you wait? You're talking about the one when he said I busted open, right?
Is it the one about is it talking about the one about people getting over? Yeah.
Yes. That one. And if you missed the one on night ones, what he said, the post show, that even got me more pissed. And I'm gonna read it for you, like when we get to the last subject for sure, because that I want to fucking go off on that big time. Let's see. And basically saying here, OGK saying just to keep Dom and AAA exclusively. I'm bored of him being on Raw. Yes, just keep him exclusively on like a AAA.
They're not doing. I mean, honestly, they're not doing anything with him. Anyway, because apparently the quote unquote rub he had when he was with Judgment Day is gone, as far as I'm concerned.
I think so too. I think it is rubbing off, and it's just this is like a fading out already in this one.
There's no point to it, honestly.
And then, of course, so Torito Hausen did a good job for sure. Yes, good to see El Torito back. It was good to see that at least on fucking giving that fucking DDT to JD McDonald's. And you touched already the Roman. And it's like I ain't gonna lie to you. I kind of like was dozing off a little bit, but then I knew. I mean, yes, this could be probably the ending of the Shield type of shit. All right, this is done. What seems to me, I feel like Rollins is probably on his way out. I feel like he just probably wanted to drop this feud and end it with clean. Shockingly surprised that he pretty much, lost that Roman. There was no bloodline and everything was legitimate loss. So, and just end this story already. Fuck it. It's done. It was done. And just get it over with.
I mean, rumor is that Becky might be on her way out as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. That they're both on their way out. Is there something more that we don't know about? He's just probably, because the way how this match happened between him and Roman, he probably wanted that just to end it right here and pass it on.
The truth be told, he won't say it himself, but the man has been beat the fuck up in pro wrestling.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I honestly think that last bout where he was like on his when he like had a knee surgery. I think that one was kind of like, yo, I want to be able to walk. For my kids. Like, I honestly think and it's not that I don't think he would, but honestly, I think at a certain point you just get fucking tired.
Yeah.
And truth be told, it's not like WWE is making that shit exciting.
They're not.
They're not making it exciting or making working there like Disneyland. Because I don't care what anyone says. As much as Seth Rollins is doing great, I still believe at some point TKO will look at him and go, "Hey, you weren't really attached to that paycheck you had, right?"
And then Eli saying that Seth and Becky, they do have their coffee shop, so they're probably gonna spend more time with them, with the family, with the daughter.
They got a coffee shop, and Seth has a training school. Remember?
That's true. In Iowa, you're correct. And which you're basically saying that Raw is in Iowa tonight.
And let's face it, Seth's got a good name to actually build up a good school. I mean,
yeah. No, 100%.
So I mean, I'm not saying he's leaving for sure, but
I think
if
he's taking
he
a long
left,
break.
yeah, I think he will probably take a long break. I think like most of these dudes, they waiting for Saudi Arabia to get that huge paycheck before they roll the fuck out.
Fun fact: the comedian Brad Williams was one of the mini houses. I didn't know that.
Well, he's got a history with them anyway, so I'm not surprised.
The one thing I did love about the entertainment spot of this, and we're finally seeing like the real him, which I'm kind of glad it didn't happen when we did like the preview of it last week. I'm so happy that this man didn't turn on his team. But man, I love how this motherfucker really is goofy as hell, mocking Fatu. Y'all talk about Solo, and then doing like, come on, play it again, do it for Jey Uso.
The only thing I will
Tell
say
me
about
that was hilarious. I fucking
the
laughed.
only thing I will say about that is that Solo has come into his own.
Yes, thank you.
Solo has genuinely come into his own, and I think it's something they should have did a long time ago. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the worst thing they did to that man was put him in the bloodline.
Yeah,
they put him in the bloodline, and he was trapped doing some crazy shit. That honestly, it was like and what made it even worse was they gave him the exact same. They gave Jacob Fatu the exact same storyline.
and that's where he's stuck right now, which is stupid. I hate that shit because you just gave this man the fucking hype, and then after Clash in Italy, now you make him Roman's bitch, and it's like, what the fuck? You're not doing nothing. The crowd was right behind him, and they're still behind him still, but you're killing his momentum, and that's what pisses me the hell off. And Kayla, hey girl, hey girl, happy Monday. Stephen Waters up, Stephen. Is like, what's up, OPC Phil? About 6 a.m. I had her. Oh man, I hope she's getting brother, man. She's prayers, Mama Chambers, man. Prayers, brother. I apologize to hear, man. Let's see. Give Solo my soul and let him lose. What Bakley said. Let's see. Oh man, go have fun at the Rangers game, Rusty. Have fun. Be safe out there. Solo Dolo was doing great, and he reminds me more of the fun, too cool side of his dad. Yes, agreed. Eli. I really agree. I agree with that. But you're right, 100%. Like now we're seeing this goofy and really being himself Solo. I like it.
And the thing is, it's not even him being goofy. It's literally just him being what he is, a legit, his own type of villain.
Can we put him like in the middle? Like he's no heel, no face. He's just like whatever. Can we say that?
Yeah, we could, because the truth be told, when him, Royce, and LA Knight won, the crowd was behind him winning, and that's over the Usos, literally everyone's favorite tag team.
Yeah. Agreed. Now, let me ask you this. So, great. It was great for Kevin Owens to see that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, he pinned Sammy, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The one problem in this situation, because they really made that number one contendership like mean nothing when they did the spots for Finn and Sammy. Finn is supposed to be okay. This could be his last opportunity, and got fucking buried in this situation. And I'm not knocking KO. Like I said, it is what it is. I'm actually excited to see the promo battle, like I said, between Kevin Owens and CM Punk. And they both are good at great at the promos. So, and remember the last time these gentlemen had a competition when CM Punk barely came back, like a week after his return, and then they ran into each other on SmackDown, and then it was just a quick, I don't know, yeah, see you around, and like very just like. So much tension there. So, but did they make the bad decision of not even giving Finn Balor at all any close of even trying to win this? And what the fuck, man? We discussed about this before about Finn, man. I feel like they just lost hope in that man.
They never had hope in that man. Like I said, they never did. Like the entire run was literally just a pretty much a good setup. But the truth of the matter is WWE, when he lost that championship, they think his juice left.
Mm-hmm.
And truth be told, they are not actually doing anything to protect the name of Finn Balor. Because honestly, the truth of the matter is that they honestly are not doing anything. They're not doing anything with him, and they don't want to.
That sucks.
Because it does not matter. The man has a following around the world, probably bigger and respectfully bigger than anyone in that four-way dance.
Yes.
A longer history of having fans and creating one of the greatest faction in pro wrestling, not Japanese, not American, in pro wrestling history. And they don't see that as a go-to for money. They're trying to go global, but they're still using same old at home motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I say this with all due respect to everybody. Kevin Owens is a Canadian hero and has a pretty good following outside the country. The same goes with Sami Zayn. For the rest of them, they're all just U.S. bred talent that WWE sells at, he does fairly well overseas. Finn Balor was huge before he came here.
Oh, of course.
Managed to stay huge still. And even though that he is not, quote unquote, the top guy here, swear to God, if he went to Japan, he would be IWGP champion inside of 2 or 3 months.
Oh, I actually agree with you on that. Tanahashi will give him that fucking belt. He's like, hell yeah.
He knows how to work a crowd. He knows it. And the kid's charming. I call him a kid. He's like fucking around my age and shit. But goddamn. he's charming. He's engaging. And I'm going to say this, and this is going to be a hot take.
Okay.
He is everything Cody wants to be.
I agree 100% with you.
He is everything Cody wants to be. And I'm not saying that to knock Cody, because Cody is doing a hell of a job being the face of WWE. And I do, if y'all in your feelings about that shit, it is what it is.
Yeah, but Cody even mentioned to Finn that he's looked at his fucking highlights in New Japan as a heel, and he kind of admire him when he was brought into the Bullet Club to admire that type of heel. So even
because Cody knew when he came into the Bullet Club, he was going to be compared to every single leader they ever had, and the worst one to be compared to is Finn Balor. Kenny, you can get around easy from being like you, because Kenny's Kenny. But Finn Balor, who's the OG, the one who started it, the one who literally taught heels in Japan how to be heels in Japan.
Very true.
And you're sitting there going, and Finn can't deliver for you? Again, this goes back to shitty booking and shitty bookers.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Let's see. Best ESPN pay-per-view so far. Money in the Bank will they deliver and repeat? We'll find out. We'll find out.
Deliver what?
Exactly. Steven saying, I'm wondering if Finn regrets signing an extension. Prince Devin should have been all elite. I don't know if he wanted to, let's see. Not Chelsea Green or Ethan Page. Come on, man. No. See, Charming, what are you trying to do? What? What are you guys talking about there? Oh, my goodness. But, we'll see. We'll see how this outcome will end for Raw. We'll find out. We're going to get Big Cass debuting tonight. We're going to see they announced Royce Keys versus Jacob Fatu. So that's going to be interesting to see tonight. If it's official. We don't even know, but it is official. So we're going to find out what's going to be the fallout for Monday Night Raw. Or we're going to get Oba to finally say, you know what? I'm ready to cash in my King of the Ring. I'm after Roman, because I just don't see Seth in the situation. But then again,
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think he's going to cash in or even to mention it.
That's true. They probably going to just brush it off and say, you know what? What are you talking about? That doesn't exist.
Exactly. Let's think about it. You just beat Brock Lesnar and your promo after you came out that cage was not, I done beat Brock Lesnar. Whoever got the championship need to wash their back. He doesn't go, Roman, I'm coming for your ass. You don't go, I'm coming for you. I mean, the man beat Brock Lesnar. If that doesn't guarantee him a shot at some, if that doesn't quote unquote foretell a storyline where he goes after a championship, for sure, what is the damn point of fighting Brock Lesnar then? Street cred?
I'm telling you, man.
Waste of goddamn time is what it is.
Yeah, it is. All right. Now we're going to get into, of course, what's happening this Wednesday. But a lot of things happened in AEW that we've been wanting to talk about. Let's see. Before I pass, I'll see Baker saying, then they mentioned on the post show that they're waiting for him when he's going to cash in for it. Okay. Eli say, well, even Punk called out. Yeah, he did call out for Oba in the post show. I remember that. I did see that. So definitely did see that. So now, and then.
You know what the problem is with that particular match?
Which one? The Oba and Punk?
Yeah.
All right.
If Punk wins that match, everyone's going to call bullshit.
Of course.
And they can't, and here's the thing though, they are not going to let that happen. They are not going to let that happen because they for some reason, they have become married to Punk.
Yeah.
The same way they are married to
Roman.
Roman, yeah.
Yeah, this is what it is. It's the same thing. This is what they're married to. But a lot of things happen here at AEW, folks. So we know we didn't have opportunity last week because we were actually, doing the getting ready for SummerSlam weekend. So we didn't have opportunity. So obviously we already knew it was going to happen. They got signed. They're now the Motor City are fully now all elite. They're now full to out. Now they're all elite wrestling. We did see what happened on Dynamite with a promo between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. And then we also Grand Slam, in Mexico.
That was goddamn genius.
Now, talk about it. Break it down for us.
Okay, so here's the thing, and and actually I was kind of hoping we get Redeemer here for this one because he kind of earned this one. And don't get me wrong, this is not, and I'm not saying he's wrong. He's absolutely right. The Punk Cody beef made no sense, and they did nothing to make you feel like, oh shit, they really are starting to dislike the shit out of each other. Even though they're two faces, they're really starting to hate each other. And even though they've had a quote unquote loose reason for them wanting to fight each other other than the championship. Then you jump to AEW and Kenny and Will Ospreay. I don't care if Kenny is a heel. They still love him. I still love him because I was actually making reasons why Will Ospreay deserved that ass whooping.
Okay.
And to quote Sam Jackson, when you smell like bitch, you get treated like one.
Oh, that's how you're feeling.
All I know, and no, don't get me wrong, storyline wise, that's where they're at right now. Do I think Will Ospreay is? No, but I think from a storytelling perspective, that shit is genius. Somebody had to take it to a level to make it personal. Kenny did. Kenny knows that this story works when it gets personal. That shit wasn't personal between Punk and Cody. Like, we were not vested in that fight. Like, literally,
I wasn't, honestly.
We were like, let's get this shit over with as quickly as possible. Kenny versus Will Ospreay, that promo alone is literally like probably, I will say this, AEW's top 5 promos they've had in their entire existence.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I swear I thought they actually disliked each other. I thought Kenny lost his damn mind.
I felt like he was losing his mind because he's still blaming him. Like, hey, you were going to choke me with a bag. You had my belt. Like, no, fucker. He took it away from.
Man, I don't care what you say. Somebody come up behind you and they got a plastic bag. I don't give a fuck if they putting it in their pocket. They about to catch something. I don't care. Like, that's like somebody said, I got a gun in my hand. I was about to shoot you. But wait, I changed my mind. You had it in your heart to come for me. You had to think about it. Either way.
Oh, yeah.
And Kenny was thinking ahead, because here's the thing, though. Will didn't go for a plastic bag this time. That don't mean Will ain't going to do it the next time. He got to take Will out permanently. And that's the storyline we saw.
Okay.
Now,
that's
from
fair.
Will's side, we said, yo, man, I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out like a bitch. I'm going to have to put you down, and I'm going to show you what it's like to roll with Team Ospreay. So honestly, literally, you had two faces, and they found a way to build up tension, anxiety, and so much angst that we're like, ooh, I want to see what happens next.
I think, yeah, and I agree with you because I feel like it's just the beginning. We still got basically, we got 4 weeks basically for them to really build the tension up higher than what we saw last week and how this is going to direct. Besides seeing these fuckers.
Like, exactly. What the hand, what like Larry said, what the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap.
Okay.
and who are we blaming for this?
I know who can we blame? Who could we blame? Cold-blooded. I don't know who could blame.
Well, like I said, it's just they just did a much better job of building up that story, because building up a fight between two faces is really hard, and they need to kind of have a reason. They need angst and tension to do it, and they gave it to us. I mean, does Kenny technically have to be the bad guy in this situation? He's only the bad guy if you think about it in the sense that he turned his back on Will Ospreay. Or you could say Kenny is protecting himself from what he thinks Will Ospreay is doing. It's a gray area. We have all of us have been in that situation where it's like, I don't know if I can trust you.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's not, like I said, we have all seen that. And it's just one of those situations when I watched Cody and Punk, and truth be told, most of the rivalries that we have seen throughout a WWE have been very safe, middle of the road bullshit.
Oh, of course. That's given.
The closest we got to tension really is Io and Liv. And that's only because, aside from Liv being mid, that was for you, Dom. But the truth of the matter is, it's like you have the best wrestler in the world, best female wrestler in the world. I don't know if I can say best wrestler yet. Against, I guess, if you want to argue it, the most mid wrestler in the world. So that's an automatic tension point right there. But I will tell you right now, Gunther and Nick Aldis, in literally less than 5 weeks, think about it, 2 weeks, they had a hell of a story.
Oh, yes, of course, they did.
But
but this one was really
welcome to the China Club.
Damn it! Always loud. Always fucking put the wrong one.
The problem is that it was disappointing because, say what you will about WWE, they will fuck up most of their pay-per-views, and they have.
You didn't feel like Redemption did that, by the way? Because Redemption was not as great, to be honest.
So here's the thing. Redemption's not great. It still beat WWE by like 12 miles.
Oh,
what
of course.
what you cannot say was that it was not a good wrestling show.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
Not
but what
saying
I'm saying, I agree. I know you're not, but I'm not blaming you. What I am saying is that it was worth your money. Because here's the thing: every pay-per-view isn't going to be 100%. But if you spent $40 for that, you got 8 matches, give or take, I think.
Yeah, it was about like 8 matches, I believe. So
Yeah,
it was like
and
9
every
matches.
every match was a banger. Was some of them a little flat in some parts? Yes. So because I will give Redemption a B minus, a high C. But
I'll give it
mostly
a C plus.
yeah, I give it mostly closer to a B, for me, a B minus. But the
Mhm.
truth of the matter is that it was a good wrestling show. It was the first redemption they had, and truth be told, they didn't have enough time to really build up a good storyline. But you cannot say at any point in time during that show they did not have good matches.
No, they had good matches. I tell you, the Bandito and Kyle was match of the night for me. Top
Yeah,
match.
exactly. That's the thing. You
Yeah.
can see there's always something you'll like about it. And don't get me wrong, like I agree with you. Redemption wasn't their A show that it usually is. I just account that to it being their first pay-per-view. Redemption is kind of it was in a weird time slot between two of their, if you think about it, two of their biggest events.
Which is this
And
one that we're just coming up Wednesday, and then you have All In. So no, I
yeah,
100% agree.
not even Grand Slam Mexico, which is still like it's a different type of pay-per-view because that one is just a really special event show. But the truth of the matter is in between was it All In and what was the one before that one? Double or Nothing. That is a shitty spot to be in as a pay-per-view. Because think about it. If you're in between that, you don't know, because you got to sell All In, survive Double or Nothing, and for some reason come up with something that kind of makes it worth watching it. And truth be told, they did on one level. On another level, it was like, I don't think we needed to have a redemption pay-per-view because
It should have been a free show. It shouldn't be pay-per-view, in my opinion, honestly. It should have.
That was the thing. That was a problem. Because of where it was placed in the calendar, it felt like it didn't need to happen. And that's the sad part. But you have to everything out. But the thing is, with all of my criticism, the one criticism I can definitely not say is I did not go into watching it and leave disappointed.
I can tell you.
The only disappointment I really had was the fact that all of this was great, but with All In looming over, you knew that the results you got in these matches really weren't going to go anywhere till after All In, or at all. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight was a great match.
Oh no, it was a great main event. I'm not knocking that off.
But till what Justin said, what was the point? That could have been a Dynamite. Like, what was the point? I got no problem with Kevin Knight being a number one contender. I got no problem with Kevin Knight being on a pay-per-view and making that bag. I got a problem with Kenny Omega defending and Kevin Knight on a Money night. Like, it's supposed to be the greatest thing and the greatest battle with the potential for Kenny to really fuck up. It's like, no one in their right mind thought Kenny was losing that match. The only thing we got to see is how great Kevin Knight was.
Well, of course, remember, you got two former New Japan alumnis, one that was a young lion and then one that was already the teacher, basically. So which was Kenny Omega. So, I mean, he was already there. So that's what it was to me, like a New Japan strong show between them two. So, which was a great match. I expected it and it delivered. The one thing I have the only credential I give Redemption was the ending of Willow and Tekla. It should have ended different because we got Maya, who won with the roll up. That means that makes sense, right? However, with the Tekla and Willow, didn't make sense to me. The roll up to me, it's like you're protecting Tekla at the same time, but the way how Willow won the championship, it could have been done better, in my opinion. I think
Honestly, I'm glad they protected Tekla in that situation. I'm glad because it leaves room for doubt for Willow. Not that I'm doubting, but in the storyline wise, it lets Willow have there to be a little bit of doubt in the Willow's championship run, and it gives Tekla a right to go. I want my second shot again.
So you're saying that she's going to get it right after all in, right? Like all out, she's going to get it eventually.
Probably if they let Willow retain, yeah. Because the reason being is that it was first of all, there are the very few championships are won on roll-ups without some type of shenanigans happen first. So, but Willow won straight clean.
Yes.
And I enjoyed that fact. I also enjoyed the fact that they are kind of mirroring the rise of not just Willow, but having Maya mirror the rise that Willow had in AEW.
Yes, I agree with that.
Because it feels like there's going to be a collision course between the both of them at some point.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually okay with that because Tekla got protected. Maya looked really strong in her match with the roll-up, and you automatically associate Maya with the World Heavyweight Championship for women.
I say she's gonna go after Athena, in my opinion. I say give her an Athena.
No, she will, but I think the thing is that what I enjoy is sorry, I didn't run. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I truly believe that what they're doing is they're trying to have a moment where Willow and Maya run that division, and they really do become the face of that division.
The future, basically, yeah.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Willow's speech. Look, man, I don't do feelings often, but that bitch got me hard in the heart.
She got shit. Hard. Me too.
She got me hard. God bless her. I don't see how she dating Gabe Kidd because that motherfucker's a fan. She better than that. I ain't gonna say it to her face, but I'm like, bad girl, you can do better. Gabe Kidd is evil.
That's a Beauty and the Beast right there. That's what it was right there. It's a Beauty and the Beast style right there.
Goddamn Wicker Man. That son of a bitch.
Hey, you never know. She probably likes that type of shit. You know?
He must be the funniest man with the biggest dick in the world. Because Lord knows if you can make him laugh and you can lay pipe, you are never going to be alone.
Oh, shit. Oh, you never know. She's probably into that type of stuff. You never know. She probably been
and the thing is, I can't blame her because I watch his ass for New Japan, and I'm like, what is this man gonna do next? I literally just keep going. What is he gonna do next? And I can't stop watching him. As much as I try to just look away, I can't go, ooh, Tanahashi gonna whoop your ass. So, don't get me wrong. All the shit I was talking about Gabe Kidd, not true, but that is pretty much why I love Gabe Kidd. So I guess, and we all learn wrestling makes strange bedfellows.
It does. Steve was saying Gabe has jungle fever old movie.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
He's basically saying he don't hate New Japan. He just loves his hoe. I mean Willow. Come on, man. But you know what? Speaking of redemption, you know which one I was disappointed was that double chain was not a great match, honestly.
It was not the best, but there were some good spots in that motherfucker.
No, yeah, I know. There was good spots, but just the chain itself, just the gimmick of the match is like, I don't know what's a great idea. Like, that's the only thing.
Honestly,
that's the only thing.
Honestly, I enjoyed that match because we got to see our boy Switchblade back in action. And they wanted him to hit the ground running. And they needed something to do with him immediately instead of just having him come back. And truth be told, it's nice to see the Bang Bang Gang back together again. Because I enjoyed the shit out of them. I never thought I would say that ever. But the Colton boys, Daddy Ass's boys, and literally those and the rest of Bullet Club America, as I call them now. That's basically what they are, man. You know that's what they are, Bullet Club America.
I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, you're not wrong with that one.
The Bang Bang Gang. I guess Gun Club was not allowed because of your daddy, and Gun Club's not allowed because of Bullet Club. But the truth of the matter is, they are a very great faction. And don't get me wrong, the Colton and I keep calling them the Ass Boys because that's all I remember them name as. But those Ass Boys, they're a great tag team. Period. They're a great tag team.
Thank you, Denhausen. Ass Boys.
But the truth of the matter is that they are a fun squad to look at.
They are, and with even Ace Austin in there too, I love it too, man. I'm happy.
I'm glad because I actually am glad because I was worried about Ace Austin after what's his name his partner
Chris Bay.
Chris Bay got really hurt badly because I think because I'm pretty sure that fucked him up, and I think they took him off TV, and I think he was happy for it.
He's doing great, by the way. Chris Bay is getting better in shape. He's walking better.
Yeah. And I'm really happy about that. It took him a while to bounce back. I don't know if he'll ever come back to wrestling as a wrestler, but I really hope he can come back as like maybe either a trainer or even on air as maybe even a manager or a commentator.
Well, technically, he is part of like FSW from Vegas because he kind of co-owns it over there. He's like a trainer over there for it.
Okay.
Remember, he trains Zoe Stark. So Chris Bay, Sim Bodie trained Zoe Stark.
Speaking of comeback teams that I'm terrified of.
All right.
Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler are a tag team on Rev Pro.
I know. Yeah.
There is not a scarier two I don't ever want to see in the ring. They have a new move, and I can't remember what it's called, but honestly, I think somebody need to call the police on them too. They got a tandem move that honestly makes me think somebody owed them money, and everybody who gets in the ring need to pay it up. But that's a side note. But back to the Motor City Machine Guns.
Talk about it.
I ain't never seen motherfuckers that happy before in my life. They look like they just got laid and decided to come into work.
I mean, with that promo you saw, it was expected.
Like you just got laid and you going into work, and everybody like, why are you smiling? Oh, it's
walking in.
Listen to own ass fucking music that they was playing while they was fucking. Like Motor City Machine Guns look like they are ready to go. And despite me being happy about the Motor City Machine Guns coming in, what I'm really happy about is they're really doing a better job of building up that tag team division. Remember I will say 4 years ago, that tag team division was decimated. Everybody was gone or they just disappeared. Like Santana and Ortiz had broken up. Ray and his brother had already jumped ship because they were pissed at the storyline.
Yep.
I can't. And FTR just kept passing the belts between FTR and
Young Bucks
and the Young Bucks over and over again. And it was just those two for a while holding it down. Now they are slowly and surely bringing in real tag teams.
Well, think about this, Pepsi Phil. Look at the tag team that they have. You got the Rascals. You got the Rascals.
That's the thing. They are now starting to put those guys on. And I'm going to tell you right now, Myron Reed is not going to be a Rascal for long.
Man, I don't care.
That, but don't get me wrong, I love the Rascals. But if Myron Reed keeps showing out like that, they're going to go, hey, Myron, you going to need to turn heel or the Rascals will.
Nah, I'd rather have him win the TNT belt, have him beat Kevin Knight for that belt, and have him having a TNT Open Challenge weekly. Because that man, I love Myron Reed. I respect that man since I met him years ago.
No, that's what I'm saying is I don't think he's going. I think I agree with you. I think he will win the TNT championship, And honestly, I think he'll do that shit within next year, within the next 12 months.
I agree with you.
I truly believe he could win it in the next 12 months at the rate he's going. What I will say is I don't think he's going to do it as a rascal.
So you're going to he's going to go heel on the Rascals. He's going to walk
I
out on
don't
the
think
Rascals.
I don't know. He may not even go heel, but they may end up breaking up the Rascals.
Oh no, man. I don't know.
I hate to say it that way, but if I had my storyline, what I would do, and tell me how insane this is, because this is for the chat as well. If this is completely insane, just say I'm insane. What if Myron Reed has been blowing up so well? The faction formerly known as the New Day come in and scoop him up. And considering they're already heels, they turn Myron into a heel, and he becomes a third member of whatever the new faction's name is. Because every faction needs a young kid who can do everything. And don't get me wrong, they can too as well, but they need a Myron Reed.
Even basically saying he already won. He getting Killer Kelly.
Yeah,
see, that's another girl. If they sign Killer Kelly, then I would say, all right, have them as a pair and away from the Rascals, let them do their own thing. Then I could say that. So,
well, no offense to Killer Kelly, why?
They're great in independence as a tag team. Them too.
Cool. Killer Kelly and Myron Reed.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen that, but I haven't seen them wrestle. Not that I don't see it.
Fair enough. But yeah, and also the New Days. Speaking of them, they're probably going to show up by All In.
That's what everyone is saying. And honestly, so here's the thing: I'm actually glad Motor City Machine Gun showed up a few weeks before All In, because if they showed up the same night as whatever they're calling themselves, Kofi and Xavier it was, come in, or whoever I think Austin and Kofi came in, the Motor City Machine Guns will be buried again.
Oh yeah, and we don't want that for them.
But having them come in, and honestly, if it was my call, I'd have them book as like the secret tag team that comes in and turns the tag team match between between the Motor City Machine Guns and the Dogs into a 3-way dance.
I know exactly what you're talking about. They should do a fatal 4-way at All In. Number one contendership for All Out should be the Rascals, Motor City Machine Guns, and then this is where you could put in put the gun club on here, put them in here. And then have the fourth one, and that's when you make their debut on All In, Xavier and Kofi, right there. It's just like it's almost like your WrestleMania. Remember, like when the Hardys came back at WrestleMania, and like they added one more member into that ladder. Like they can do the same thing here, adding one more into it. Fuck it, make it a 5-way. You can bring back FTR right there, and then you could just add them right being the 5th one. You could do something like that, maybe.
Honestly, I like the 4-way dance idea you had, because I think that right there, you get to see, first of all, the Dogs have been doing great already. Motor City Machine Guns against them is a good start. Bringing in the New Day, or whoever they call themselves, is another good start. Bringing in the Rascals as literally making them the wild cards, because honestly, I wouldn't be mad if the Rascals won.
Me neither.
I know we talked about Myron Reed, but the entire Rascal squad is crazy good.
Fuck yeah, dude. All of them. I love them all. They're fucking fantastic.
I'm not really worried about them too much, because like I said, that's the great thing about AEW right now. Their tag team division, if booked right, and I will say this, they seem to be doing a good job of finding their footing on booking those tag teams. I think it'll be a good day, because here's the thing though, because if you look at every other promotion that's on television, not including Maple Leaf Pro, but everyone in America, and I'm talking you WWE, I'm talking to you NWA, and I'm talking to you TNA. Where are their tag teams?
They don't believe in tag teams.
Exactly.
They don't believe in tag
unfortunately,
teams.
by default, TNA doesn't believe it because WWE told them not to.
Which is ridiculous. The only one that really does, honestly, the one who kind of barely building it up is NXT.
And what I'm genuinely shocked by is Friday night, they brought in Haku for the motherfucking Tongans.
I like that, to be honest with you.
I think it's a genius idea. I wish they had a tag team division to fight in.
That's the problem. That's
Like,
a motherfucking problem.
You know, like that, you can't be having them beating the shit out of Damian Priest every night thinking that's a tag team match.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a gangbang. I mean,
yeah,
beat down.
Yeah,
like and no wrong. You bringing in Haku and for a tag team that dealt for a division that barely exists.
The only one that's left is what? Fraxium, Wepa, RS, and War Raiders. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all you have, unless they start calling up.
And here's my thing with the War Raiders. Have we they just came back from Mexico and every other break?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
So like I said, again, this goes back to my original thing. It's nice they're in AAA, but the truth of the matter is that your product is WWE. If you're going to sell me on WWE, don't sell me on AAA because I already watch Mexican lucha wrestling. And the last thing I need is AAA Mexican wrestling with WWE's bullshit.
No, separate that shit. I don't want that shit. Separate it. Separate it. No, because I don't want this. But man, I'm excited for All In. I'm excited for the story. I know, like, Bobby Roode is just not really liking the story of Omega and Ospreay's like, where the fuck is this going with? You see, he turned on Mox, no more Death Riders. And Ospreay.
I do not know what the fuck Mox is doing right now.
I don't think none of us do what the fuck are they doing, because that's like I said this when we did the Watch Them Dynamite. It's like this is really like a Cobra Kai and fucking Street Fighter fucking story between Omega and Ospreay.
This is Karate Kid 3. This is Karate Kid 3. And don't get me wrong, I am not complaining at all. All I'm just saying is I don't know what the fuck Mox is doing. Also, I really need them to stop punking Daniel Garcia.
I'm sorry, but we gotta punk Garcia, man. He's Daniel Boucher, champions. He's always the hype one. He always gotta get punked no matter what. Moxie's your fucking creed of Cobra Kai. That's what he is. Mm-hmm. That's what he basically is. So that's what I'm telling you. They got 4 weeks to build this up.
If he's Creed, that would make Will Ospreay. What's his name? What the hell?
Danielson.
No, not Danielson.
No, he's what's his face?
The evil sensei's ex great.
Yeah.
Johnny. He'd be Johnny.
Yeah. He'll be Johnny. Yep.
He would be Johnny, but he done turned against his master.
It's the seventh thing. It's Cobra Kai shit.
And that's some Cobra Kai shit, like you said.
And then you have Omega, who is what? Danielson, basically.
Well, no, I think he's still. Well, if he's doing Cobra Kai, then technically he is Johnny. Because
Kenny or Will?
Oh no, Will is dead. Will is definitely Johnny.
And then what about Kenny?
Kenny's not even in the real story at this point. But I guess theoretically Kenny could be Danielson.
Yes.
Because he is if you watch Cobra Kai, he is acting like the way Danielson did
the first time
he hung out with it took him a long time before he would trust Johnny again.
Exactly. And Tony Khan is Creed's ex-partner, rolling with the long hair. What was his name?
You mean the evil, evil sensei?
Yes, the reason why I say that because he is confusing the fuck out of us with this story. Like where we're going with this. We got 4 weeks. We made all these changes. That's what it feels to me. He's the evil one behind the scenes and all of it. That's what it feels to me. That Tony Khan is. I'm not hating it. I love it because it gets me anticipated. Mm-hmm. Justin said this best last week. He said, it feels like Tony Khan doesn't want to make it too predictable. That's why he's confusing the shit out of us with the story. And I agree with him on that one.
I don't think he's making it confusing. I do think he's doing the one thing WWE is not doing.
Okay, it's fair.
He's letting the guys build their own storyline and take it like he has an outline. Obviously, he has an outline of what he wants to happen. He wants Kenny and Will to fight.
That's what he wants.
That's what he wants to happen, and he wants that to happen at All In. However, how they get there, I think he's letting them decide how to work it out.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay,
so I think he's giving them enough chain to actually like do some crazy stuff, and I'm sure he's giving them a little bit of direction here and there.
Yeah,
but when they all have a final direction. But I do think they have a lot, and I mean, like I said, that's what Moxley wants, because Moxley has said himself he ain't looking at another goddamn script ever again. I think they have like a set of bullet points of things they need to make happen. Like I'm sure somewhere on a piece of paper somewhere is like Kenny slaps Will one time. Kenny decided to go for 4 times for some reason.
Yeah.
So
and
go ahead.
No, go for my bad. Go.
So, but I think they're smart enough to see those bullet points, and I think we talked about something like this before about the fact WWE killing the improvisation that wrestlers used to have starting back in the day, because it's so scripted and so locked in.
Yep.
That it's hard to kind of attach yourself to the character because you're just sitting there going, okay, cool. Like literally, I saw a comment by someone who said they should recast Dean Ambrose. And my exact thought is that statement right there explains what is wrong with WWE. That statement right there from fans explain exactly what's wrong with WWE. Because can you imagine someone trying to recast, quote unquote, recast Will Ospreay? Or John Moxley. Like everyone at AEW has imprinted their personality on the roles that they're in. However, on WWE, it feels like it is just that, a role or coat that people put on and they take off as soon as the show segment gets done. And the problem with that thinking is that wrestling fans can see through that shit. Like Roman does it, Seth keeps it. Seth, they've managed to work it out. But guys who into, like, for instance, I'll use a terrible one, Shorty G. And Chad Gable was Shorty G. Everyone knew that man hated that. Everyone knew it was a terrible gimmick.
Shorty G, damn it. Yes.
Everyone all the way down from the top knew it would not work.
Oh,
the reason why we love Chad Gable is, God bless that man. He tried to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. He tried his damnedest to make that shit work.
I know. You're right.
And like I said, the same go with and sometimes it works out that way because they make it their own, like Dusty and his polka dots. Like Elias and his evil cousin and his evil twin brother. Like Razor Ramon. Scott Hall is not Latin, by the way.
Oh my God! I know, right? He's not laughing about that.
And yet he gets a pass for some reason, because he made that shit his own and lived that life. These guys can take that shit and throw it away, even if they're friends afterwards, which is fine. But you look at it and go, no, that's not it. Because like guys like Steve Austin shows you, if you do not believe in who you are playing to the point where you realize it's just you times 10, it's never going to get over. Chelsea Green sees it and does it 24/7, 365.
Fuck yeah, even in and out of the ring. It doesn't matter.
Every time you look at Chelsea Green and go, is she still on? God damn. You don't ever say that. What you say is God damn, that chick is tired. Or how does Matt Cardona do it? And then you see Matt Cardona and then you go, how does Chelsea do it? Shit, I don't know.
She said it. I saw what she said. She's like, as long as he ain't out there, being an alcoholic and hitting on other girls, and he just wanted to spend money on toys and I'm okay with that. So, I mean, I guess it is what it is,
But sorry, we got distracted for a second. But the point is that, and this is me and chat. Feel free to step up. 95% of the roster at WWE, I do not believe them.
Of course, I don't believe none of them for shit.
I don't mean like I expect, like I don't believe the Undertaker's the Undertaker, but I believe he tried to live that life. I believe, I believe Obafemi had that Nigerian accent for a few minutes. But I mean, at a certain point, you could tell that's not really his accent.
Oh yeah, he buzzed a coffee right there. Wait a minute, are you supposed to be Jamaican? What happened to your accent?
Yeah,
Nigerian.
I'm not mad about that because, like, for the most part, the Oba thing is him.
Oh yeah, that is him.
That is him, or someone like the Street Profits.
Yeah,
but the truth of the matter is, and we're going to talk about Triple H and his vision of wrestlers in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth of the matter is, and I swear to God, if he says this, I'll punch him in the face. Right? If I say it in front of me, I'll punch him in the face. These guys know how to get themselves over.
Fuck it. You know what? Let's get into that topic. Might as well just get into it because, I mean, we want to digress about it. But the Grand Slam, by the way, folks, again, is Mark Davis versus Will Ospreay in a Mexico City street fight. You got the trios titles on the line, of course, versus Hangman and Brodito versus The Man. You got the International Championship, Kyle Fletcher versus Speedball Mike Bailey. You got a trios match, women's, which you got Willow and the Brawling Birds versus Divine Dominion and Mercedes Moné. You got Persephone versus Chris Statlander. No CML women's title on the line, unfortunately. You have another trios match, which is Jericho, Darby, and Mystico versus the Don Callis family, that's going to be interesting because you have Hechicero, you have Kevin Knight, and Okada. Then you have Cope and Cage, and Young Bucks, Rod and Todd versus the Death Riders, which is Moxley, Hoobastank, Daniel Boucher, and Pac. And then you have a trios. You got another triple threat match happening for the number one spot for the Casino Battle Royal and All In, which is Commander Tommaso Ciampa and Andrade El Idolo. How you know? Because he is your national champion.
How you know?
For the record, in my opinion, that's how you spread wrestling internationally.
True.
That's how you spread wrestling internationally, not by selling a bunch of props and not just letting wrestlers win because they're in that same country. And then as soon as they come home, make them lose the belt.
Yeah.
So, first of all, Grand Slam Mexico is on television, so it's not a pay-per-view. So it'll be great to watch.
I can't wait to see it. It's going to be, I think, a 2.5-hour show. I think it's probably going longer.
Maybe Brian Alvarez will stop bitching about that.
Yeah, it looks like he will. So
Triple H and his quote-unquote theory on getting over.
Now, let me stop you a moment because you heard the one busted open, right? You didn't hear the one in the post show. Let me read you that one. Let me read you that one because I have it up here. So I when I saw it on Saturday night and I saw and I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? This motherfucker just said that. Like, don't get me wrong. The one that he said I'm busted pissed me off. This one really got me more into really upsetting. So this is what he said because they asked him, what about Damien's comment about not, the same talents being on the top spot? So his response, okay, this is his response. Look, I get that. If you're the guy that wants to take the spot, it's frustrating when there's guys above you that have the spot. That's the thing. We're in a period of time where there's a lot of top performers in top spots that over time have earned those spots, are selling tickets, and are incredibly popular. So you really have to do something. The narrative, it's the narrative of it's my turn. I've been here for a while. There's no turns. That's not how it works. You earn a spot. Believe me, if somebody is getting over more than somebody else, we move that person into the spot, move the other person down. But it's just not that. It's just not they're getting the loud crowd reaction. Are they going to be good in the spot? Are they going to hold up their end of the bargain? Are they going to screw up if we get them to them? Are they going to make a mistake that we regret? There's all those things factored in. The right human being, the right position. And I love the fact that sometimes talent are like, well, it's frustrating. Great. That means work harder. Get yourself there. Figure it out. Figure the way. Figure how it gets done. I see the million talents succeed because of what they do, not because of storyline or creative that they give them the spot. 99% of the time in this business, the person gets over, then gets pushed. That's how it works.
That's
And
also that is some bullshit.
Exactly.
If that was true, Karrion Kross wouldn't have left, and LA Knight would be champion at least a couple of times.
Exactly.
Don't tell me that bullshit, and don't tell me they don't know how to carry it, because they do know how to carry it. Because even when they don't have the championship, they have been in matches where people prefer them over the champion.
Exactly. And
so
then
I don't know what they're seeing. I don't know what Chelsea Green had to do or who she had to stab to win that fight. But I guess she must have stabbed Michael P.S. Hayes in the back and had everybody vote on her behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sitting here going, like, I don't know what you need, like, to say about that, because it does explain a whole lot. Because there are guys like, and I mean, even Chad Gable had to go through that shit. Because remember when Chad Gable had that big resurgence? Before, yes. This is before El Americano.
Yeah, before Grounded. So yeah,
yeah, sure. and it all began with a match he had against Gunther.
Yes,
and they would never pull the trigger to give him a belt.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just kept fucking him over.
So then this is what he says. So it said that's how it's supposed to work. You go do you, then we follow it, because otherwise, most of the time they will choke on it if it's not what the fans believe in. Big believer in you. If you want the spot, go take it. It's all there for anyone to take. Whenever anybody says, I don't know why I'm not in that spot. Are you more over than Cody? Are you more over than Roman, Punk, Liv, Io, the people in that spot? Get there.
LA Knight is.
Exactly. And he's like, make those crowd reactions, whatever you need to make it happen. That's what we're all here for to do. I love the mentality, because I think it makes people work harder. And if they're not willing to work to get to the spot, then you shouldn't have it anyway. That was his comment.
And then they end up leaving and doing better elsewhere. And then WWE comes sniffing around going, hey, you want to come back, and treat them the exact same way again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know why, because, like, think about it. Right now, if you look at their three most recent releases, well, not recent, but like, I'm going to use Shotzi, Gigi, the wrestler formerly known as Gigi Dolan, and I'm trying to remember the third one. It's not Nick Nemeth. It's and that group. Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross would be the most. Those three wrestlers right now are tearing up the independent scene, and literally are happier than they have ever been. So the question remains is, why is it that these guys can get themselves over in quote unquote smaller circuits, but this entire super conglomerate whose job it is to get people over can't do it?
He's full of shit.
And they have 10 times the resources these wrestlers do. And for some reason, these wrestlers can get themselves over elsewhere around the world. But apparently, all these booking people with 10 times the resources can't do it. What does that say about them?
Exactly. And it's frustrating, the fact, because how are you have the fucking nerves to say what you said? And it's like, look what you did on Friday. You put 2 fucking minutes. She lost it 2 minutes, and she was #1 trending on fucking social media because the way how they fucking treated her. And I'm talking about Julia.
The thing is, I know exactly why they did it to her.
It's stupid, man.
It's the language barrier. They think American audiences won't connect with her because she doesn't speak English as her primary language.
It's the same how with Oscar, and yet they push her to the limit because he pushed her to the limit. Io, did she improve her English? Of course she did. I'm not knocking Io for it. Julia is, like I said, she's getting her improvement. But here's my problem, though. My problem is this, Pepsi Phil. My problem is, how do you expect them to get to the spot if you don't even give them the fucking spot? 2 minutes doesn't mean shit. 5 minutes to 10 minutes means something for them to get a promo, to get a match, to get exposure. That's where he is wrong. He is wrong for him to say that.
Well, the problem is that's, like I said, it's the bias. It's the bias they don't believe. Because here's the thing, though. They think the period of learning to speak English makes them weak. Yet, I'll tell you right now, AEW has Hikaru Shida, and they seem to find no problem getting her over the top. She just had a great storyline where, granted, yeah, she did lose, but if you think about it, for weeks she was one of the top spot girls.
Yes, she was.
And think about it, and don't get me wrong, Shida's English is fine, but she has a huge accent. And you're telling me Tony Khan and his limited booking can actually book her well, but Julia, who honestly, and Shida, forgive me, Julia, who right now is technically one of the hottest women wrestlers coming out of Japan, you can't figure out some way to make her, you can't figure out some way to blow her up.
That's the problem, because it's like, it sucks because, and not only that, you have Blake Monroe. You haven't even debuted her in ring like debut at SmackDown yet. Is that we're getting the Veer Singh situation? And like I said, I hate to be the comparison, but you already started what she does, so I'm gonna add Tekla to that. Look how the fuck they booked Tekla compared to them too, who is there in the E and they have and Tekla's over. She did a great job as a women's champion. She didn't need to be like.
But here's the thing, though. Tekla, because of the storyline that she has, and obviously I'll give her 50% credit for the booking on that one. Mm-hmm. Because of the way she created her character, not someone made it for her. Not only does she have beef in AEW, she has beef internationally.
Yes.
So much so that she is a hot prospect 100%. The fact, and that is why I love Tekla and most of those guys, because you can tell the person that they are playing is them. It's 100% them.
And like how Bakley's saying here, it is true. And that's pretty much. Oh, so there you go. Sorry about that.
Say it again, Bakley. They want all the credit. Yes, they do want all the credit for people getting over. But when it doesn't work out, it's their fault. They want all the credit for the wrestler getting over. But when the wrestler doesn't get over, it's the wrestler's fault.
Yeah, that's the problem. That,
if you want the credit, you got to take the hit as well. And that is something they seem to be unable to do because they think that will save them.
Yeah, Stephen, put Falanki with Julia. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's learning English. Candace LeRae, of course.
That's not even the point of it all.
No, I know that. I was just reading.
Here's the thing, though. You can tell a story because the best thing about wrestling is you don't need to speak English to tell the goddamn story.
Exactly. And Bakley saying it's ironic how Tekla and Julia were a top team, and now they're getting booked so different in different companies. I know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, OGK has a good valid point. That's the problem. That the problem is that this motherfucker wants the credentials, and that's what he wants. But then, how do you expect him to get over? You don't. That's what pisses me off. So you don't give him the time for them to do that for exposure. The main key is exposure. How do you want him if you don't give him that? And the same goes with Jordan Grace. It goes the same with her.
Well, the thing is, it's less about exposure, and it's something that it's a word they start using. That's fucking trifling because they use the phrase opportunity. In their head, those 2 minutes count as an opportunity. I don't get it because 2 minutes, I mean, yeah, fine. There are things you can do in 2 minutes that make you get over, like it's happened before. But truth be told, I feel like they go out of their way to pretty much put everyone under the gun and go, look, you're screwed. You're going to get this amount of time. Let's see what you can do with it, kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
There's never a situation where they go, we're going to give you a shot. Let's see what you can do, because the last person, and I think it's probably because the last person they did that with was Jey Uso, and Jey Uso disappointed him.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Jey Uso speaks perfect English, and he still disappointed them. So, yeah, so people who don't have English as their first language or English as a second language, they were pretty much screwed from day one.
It just,
like I said, the problem is, and like the thing is, it's interesting that they talk about that shit because Brock Lesnar, surprise, surprise, Brock Lesnar didn't speak for damn near 95% of his career.
No, he didn't.
Paul Heyman did.
Yes.
Do I think everyone needs a Paul Heyman? Sure, that'd be nice, but that's unrealistic. But you can find like a mouthpiece or find a foil for them to play against to tell their stories, like a Paul Heyman or even a Bobby Heenan type.
Right. Sure.
Something like you don't need to have a guy whose job it is to talk for them. You just need someone to kind of like what Athena and what's her name from ROH do a lot.
Athena and Billy Starks.
Yeah, Athena and Billy Starks. Billy Starks has been Athena's punching bag and valet and manager and speaking and spokesperson for all these years. And the funnest thing to do is watch Athena like basically just literally treat her like crap.
Mm-hmm.
Even though at this point Billy Starks is taller than Athena. First of all, I'm badly disturbed by that because I remember when Billy Starks was not tall at all. What was she like? Right. What was she like? 15 and tiny. Now she out here looking like Chris Statlander. The fuck.
and I like this guy making those comments that he said. He is full of shit. Like it's just like I feel like I think Mike Shapiro and Nick Khan already got it to that point with him. Like
honestly, I don't think he believes a word coming out of his mouth in this situation.
That's what I was saying. That's what I feel too. I don't think he even believes himself what he just said because it for me feels like so much work. It feels so much like it's full of shit. It's full of work that you're being told to say this because you know. You could do better. You know, he knows he can. He knows what he accomplished when he had the black and gold brand. He accomplished so much shit there, and you're telling me you can't do the same fucking thing? You can. And even the Unreal, when he said, "Oh, I don't want to push Ron Breaker because it's like I don't want to feed into the people," that doesn't make any fucking sense. And and just to clarify, I have not even seen Unreal. I only saw somebody talk about it, put a clip on it, and him to say that. Like, wow, that means that
here's something else for people to realize. I find it difficult to believe that's what he believes. If you think about the promo he did after Madison Square Garden where they broke kayfabe with the Click. I don't know if you remember that promo, but in that promo, he talks about the fact that he had to eat shit for how many years before he get a shot because he did something for his friends, and the company shat on him about that. And the fact that guys in this company are kind of trying to come up extra hard, and he's just sitting there going, "Well, I'm sorry, I don't care how good you are, you're gonna have to sit back there and wait." Like, is that what being a part of the authority did to you? Because them two people are not the same.
No, they're not.
Because that Triple H was the one who became the IC champion, formed DX, took over and pretty much pissed off everybody because he was trying to get to the top and stay there.
Yeah.
This dude just trying to keep the people happy. And I don't mean the people in the audience stands, people behind the money.
Yeah, behind the money, the investors. Man, that's it. And that's an unfortunate part because it's like, man, Is like you're telling us, why you guys taking it too seriously? Don't give well, fucker. Like, how do you want us to buy tickets? You want us to be in attendance? You want us, we're supporting the talent, but we're not supporting what you're doing for them. And we're there to support them.
First of all, don't take that shit too seriously. When you charge your motherfuckers 4 digits for some goddamn tickets.
Exactly.
You better be goddamn serious if you're gonna take that much money from people's homes.
Exactly. And what do you think he did? That's what I mentioned earlier. Why they didn't mention their attendance at all? Because they knew they didn't sold out. They knew they fucked up. Remember, and if I'm not mistaken, literally leading up to SummerSlam, they had to cut prices by almost 75% to get people in. $25 starting from there and above, barely.
Thank you. Yeah. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a real problem because at this point in time, to be blunt about it, I think that is not a narrative spin or a media spin. That's just fucking lying. Like they're not even trying to even come close to the truth.
Yeah. I mean,
because truth be told, there is plenty of case study that shows no, you don't have to get over with the fans, and you don't need to carry the fans for multiple years to get a shot at the championship and win it. Because no, you won't get a push, because if you don't look a certain way, act a certain way, and quote unquote look appealing to a certain demographic of money people, they're not going to trust you. It's not a matter of them not knowing if they can do it. What he should have said, and this is what I heard him say, is like, it really depends on how much money you think you can make. Because honestly, we've made money with these other people. We're not sure we can make money with you, so we're not going to bother even trying.
That's basically what he's saying, basically. I mean, what with his comments.
Because Braun Breaker, do I know what he'll be like as a world champion? No. Would it be exciting to see whether it's positive or negative? Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, if NXT is any indication, it will be entertaining.
Yeah.
Because if you ask me, in the WWE world or universe, however you want to call it,
I don't even want to call it universe.
The closest representation of wrestling fans they have is in NXT.
This is the only thing that's keeping it alive. NXT itself, and I remember I told Justin, and I'm going to say it again, like, right now, like, I know we don't bring this up. We don't talk about when it comes to, ratings and all that in their demographics, where they're at. But when I was looking at the last quarter of what they've done, they have been up there with AEW. They're like hitting 693, close to 700, being at least top 3 in the demographics. I'm happy for NXT because at least one thing Hickenbottom kept that going. And I like how he's doing it because he mixes it up weekly. Doesn't have the same talents on the weekly shows. He'll mix it up the following week with newer talents.
He does. He does what Triple H was doing down there. He's letting the talent do what they do. He's letting the talent. He's letting the talent do well. And if they fail, they fail. And he has a conversation with them.
Yes.
He lets them try to do the best they can. And don't get me wrong, NXT is nowhere near what it was when it's black and gold. Nowhere near it.
Which is fine.
Which is fine for what it is. But I will say it's not a bad product, and I think they do really good. They do a really good job on it, and I don't like the fact they're being used as a punching bag for AEW.
That goes for AAA too, like how Steven put right here. The same thing goes AAA because they're being used as a punching bag.
Yeah,
you're having these two being against All In. Like, why would you do that?
You are killing those two brands. Yeah, you are killing those two brands. First of all, there is no reason to quote unquote go head to head and competitively, and like wrestling is a small pool. I don't care what WWE would have you believe, it's a small fucking pool. Yeah, there is enough of the pie for everyone to share. That's the best thing about wrestling. It's for everybody. I mean, granted, I'm not gonna lie to you. I will never let anyone see a AEW pay-per-view as a first-time event. Of course, obviously not, but still.
And basically saying that
unless you got 12 hours and no fear of blood, I'm not letting you watch AEW's pay-per-view as a first-time wrestler fan.
Yeah, that's gonna overdo the basically say this makes Braun Breaker lack of care last week more understanding. Yes, you can tell by Braun Breaker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, my bad. Go
Go for it, Papi. Go for it.
Braun Breaker, I equate him to like the same kind of Samoan. Wrestling is in his blood. He wants to do well, he wants to learn, and he wants to be great. Because, like, let's face it, he comes from great wrestling stock. The Steiner family legitimately created a dynasty. Like, I have been a Steiner fan going back to when they were in the varsity club. So
Brother Nero.
And don't get me wrong, I understand. For him, it is frustrating because you get told if you do the right thing and you do these things over and over again, you will get to be in a good place, in the place you want to be. And he's been doing all of those good things, and nothing's happened. Which would be fine if the crowd was not behind him. If the crowd wasn't behind him and nothing was happening, that's fine. He can say, okay, fine, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But the crowd, every time he comes out, it's a huge pop. The crowd, every time he does a promo, it's a huge pop.
And so there's your example, right? Like that's an example. He's getting himself over. Mm-hmm. But like how Bakley said, the problem is not on their system. It's not their way, how they want those credentials. They want to say, we did it. We got him over. We're the ones. That's why, like, his comments are so hypocritical. It's so full of it. It's like you sign these people, right? Because you're like, oh man, they're getting over in the scenes. But right here, let's see, this is the major leagues, right? This is the major leagues quote on that. And then when they get over here and they don't get it over your way, you fucking throw them up on the side like, fuck this guy and fuck this girl. I'm gonna go with this one.
And he wonders why folks like Will Ospreay is like, fuck you, I ain't coming.
Exactly. That's why Will Ospreay said he's fuck no.
Did you see the interview with Jeff Cobb?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. Tell me about it.
Jeff Cobb has all but said they fucking lied to him.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
The reason why I'm especially pissed about it is, and this is a thing, there was a backroom handshake deal with New Japan. The backroom handshake was this. If they let Jeff Cobb out of his contract early, they would let Shinsuke go to the retirement party of Tanahashi. We all know how that shook out.
Fucking lying pieces of shit, man.
We all know how that was the first nail in the coffin. And then, of course, they do what they usually do. They make promises for storylines, promises for things they want him to do, things they're going to have him do, and say, this is the things we have laid out for you. And then a couple of days later or a couple of weeks later, it's, yeah, we got rid of that idea. And then you get somebody like Jeff Cobb's caliber sitting at home wondering, why the fuck is no one booking me? And why am I in this faction where even in this faction, I don't do anything?
It's a fucking shame. So much talent and so much. And it's like, it's a fucking shame they didn't use this man up to par to the level where he needed to be. And I was expecting and hoping for that man and nothing. It sucks. It's just, that's why, like, that's why I keep saying that board of directors needs to go. Fuck Mike Shapiro. Fuck Nick Khan. Fuck it. I'd skip you to that fucking point. But then again, who else could run that motherfucker? HBK doesn't want to do it. Taker, you think he wants to do it? Like, no, he's already in charge of AAA. You know, so you think he wants to come over there? No, he doesn't want to do it. You know, he's like, I'm okay. I'm okay here at AAA with Jeremy Borash. We're both running AAA good, fantastic, which they are. Hickenbottom's doing a good job what he's doing right there with everybody else. So you think they want to come to the main roster to really? Nah. It just is that, like I said, the problem with this, with the board of directors, they are really erasing the meaning professional wrestling out of the picture and want entertainment. Yeah. And that's the problem, like what I mentioned earlier. They're burying Danhausen like this quick right now. Watch later on, they're gonna like right away.
What I'm curious about is Grayson Waller is an interesting case.
You saw his promo on NXT?
Yep.
Talk about it.
Here's the thing. I will say this. I don't think that was a word. I don't think that was a shoot. Or I'm sorry, I'm starting over. I don't think that was a word. I think everything he said, he fucking meant.
Yeah.
I think he said everything he said, he meant. I don't think that was something that was scripted. I don't think that was a dialogue that someone showed him. I think they said, go out there and show your grievance. I do not like the fact they're acting like it's the caliber of Punk's pipe bomb, because Punk's pipe bomb was bullshit. Punk's pipe bomb was more whiny than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
This was somebody who was genuinely pissed off about the way he's being treated at home. I mean, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say the pipe bomb was whiny. I think it's just because I'm a little annoyed with CM Punk. Yeah, he had legitimate grievances, and I apologize. He had legitimate grievances.
He's your brother, for God's sake. He's your cousin Phil.
Yeah, but the point is that Grayson Waller, I think, hit a nerve with a lot of people in the back.
I'm glad he did.
I think he's safe, and I think he's safe in NXT because that was okay for him to say. And TKO probably doesn't even pay attention to NXT, really, but because they only pay about the original product. But I think Grayson Waller's promo is how everyone should be acting.
Yeah,
it is literally because in the age of TKO, that is how they should be behaving. That is the attitude they should have. Like, fuck everybody in the back. Why the fuck am I not put on top? And they need to act like it. Don't, like I said, you when you in front of that camera, don't try to be everybody's buddy by being cutesy or whatever bullshit and being respectful to them. Fuck them. This is a place where literally only people who make the biggest impact, and that impact comes when they pretty much tell you who they actually are. Grayson Waller did it, and like I said, it's 2 weeks later, and we are still talking about that promo.
That's a badass promo, to be honest with you.
That was a great promo.
Oh yeah.
Everything he's done after that, he's been backing it up.
Oh yeah.
When he attacked Tony D, and he attacked Cruz Montana, which, God damn it, that sounds like a porn star name. I'm sorry. It sounds like a porn star name. He sound like he be cruising on gay porn sites. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't think that's the energy that man going with. I say this with all due respect. Cruz Montana is a terrible name. Not to mention the most stereotypical Latin name I've ever fucking heard. The number of Latin names, like, I'm sorry, I guess Cesaro was taken.
I have no idea. I don't know. He said that Cruz for his father. That's what he said. But Montana,
I guess Jesus Montana wasn't available.
Or Miguel Santana.
Or just fucking call the man Cruz. He went by one name for years. Or just
Santana. Yeah, Santana itself. But he probably did it just to block for his trademark purposes.
No,
maybe I don't know.
That part I'm fine, but just give him like one name. Maybe just call him Cruz.
Yeah.
So, like I said, yeah.
Sponsored
but anyway, long story short,
you see what you started. And then we see Barry Monkey here saying Waller's promo was a stark reminder of how piss poor the mic work is on NXT at the moment. I know they are still learning, but they are particularly shit at the moment.
Well, Barry Monkey. Sorry, this, and I'll explain to you why they are shit. Because, and Stephanie McMahon said this on her podcast, those kids are ramrodded through like basically like kids at Willy Wonka's factory. Basically, they got 6 months. Keep in mind, these are kids. Not 90% of them have never had a wrestling career or even wrestled on the independents. They're coming in cold through their NIL tunnel, and they got 6 months to learn how to be a polished wrestler, something which takes polished wrestlers who've been on the independents for years to figure out. Like, and I'm sitting here just going, no, they're not going to figure it out in 6 months. And yeah, it is terrible because let's face it, everyone who could possibly teach them from the OG world of wrestling has been fired and let go. And I understand the PC has some guys back there, but the PC, those trainers are WWE guys, and truth be told, they have one way of thinking. And that thinking is okay, but you need a better diverse idea, a collection of people to be doing like for a skill set like that, to have a diverse collection of people who may or necessarily not have grown up within the WWE circle.
Yeah. I mean, AJ's about to be a coach over there.
Yeah,
they're already going to get him to be.
But even then, it's the same problem. AJ essentially grew up in the WWE style. His TNA stuff is good, but I don't know if he's going to be allowed to pull that out of his hat as a training tool.
I mean, you're the only one that it's already adjusted to that style, Steve Corino, because he's there, but he's already adjusted to their style. So I agree with what you're saying. So I hear you. For sure.
It just, like I said, it depends on the guys they use. Like I said, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are a bunch of guys in training who could probably teach them. But truth be told, I don't see anyone breaking away from the norm or like stepping outside the box to teach these kids like Dusty would have.
Yeah.
Or Regal would have.
Especially Regal, but he doesn't get involved in that. So it's like he's more in the main roster. So I don't know what the fuck's he doing over there.
As far as he's concerned, his time with NXT was up after the last NXT Black and Gold pay-per-view. Like, as far as he's concerned, they had done this thing and he didn't need to be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
and shout out to Zero Margin 2026. He's like, what up, Caesar here? Long time no talk. It's been a while since I've watched WWE, but I always stay up to date. In your opinion, who do you guys think it was going to be the new era of superstars?
Anyone who could have been, they killed him.
Yeah, anybody, to be honest, Caesar.
And
anybody.
Like we just mentioned a few of them. Braun Breaker is supposed to be that guy.
Yeah.
God forbid he'll ever get there. Now, they went with Obafemi instead, and as much as I love Obafemi can't carry the whole company by himself.
No, they can't. See, yep, he was in Ring of Honor too.
He was. No, he was. He traveled the world before he came to WWE.
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. One of the attitudes is narrative control. So now you see how they're now affiliated with XM Radio, XM Cyrus Radio. It's now busted open and is basically no longer going to be talking about fucking AEW. You saw how Thunder Rosa was already let go. She's like, all right, and so there's all going to be WWE stuff.
It's not a wrestling station. It's a WWE station. They basically,
they bought the channel basically.
Yeah.
So they got their channel. So with these guys basically. So that's what they have.
I won't say anything about them buying that channel yet, offering to cut everybody's goddamn paycheck. Just saying.
No, I know that. But this partnership, I guess, is like they kind of like put it in there. But see, that's already. I already knew, like I said, I have respect for LaGreca and everybody else. The only one I don't is Bully Ray. He's a piece of shit. He's, for me, is the most kissing ass of all time. You won't change my mind. I don't give a fuck what you say.
I agree with you. What I'm saying is the Busted Open Radio has been sucking on WWE's nipple for the last 2 years.
Of course, longer than that, possibly.
Longer than that, but basically, they fell off being an actual wrestling topic discussion. Because think about it. They went from talking about wrestling all around the world, bringing in guys from all around the world, to just focusing on WWE.
Yeah.
And you're right. It actually started around 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth of the matter is that as far as I'm concerned, as soon as I heard it happen, I was like, well, I guess that's what you guys are bucking for anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I was going to say that too, because you're absolutely right. That's what he wanted, and now he got it. And it's unfortunate because now Rose out of the equation. And so, and I know that for a fact, we're going to, Tony Khan mentioned on his post-media conference at Redemption, he mentioned, we're going to do, he's working on doing his own AEW podcast show. So he's already going to do that. So it's like they're trying to control the narrative of it. And that's the one thing why, folks, we love what we do here. Because we try to touch as much as pro wrestling products, promotions as much as we could do. And it's not believe me, I'm going to say this right now, is not the easiest thing. besides our personal lives, which we got to have as well. We don't have 100% all the time to watch every single product around the world. We have respect for everybody's doing it. We have respect for the promotions. However, we can't do it all. Like, we can cover everything.
All I know is the time we went to watch Tanahashi's retirement program. It was God 5 in the morning, and I was like, "This is the greatest thing in the world," but I am so tired.
I know we were tired.
It was the best, but I was like, "Dear God, I need to go to sleep."
Exactly.
But
and then we had
you were saying, but yeah, the thing is, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling is for everybody, and when you try to control it like that, you kill it. You genuinely kill it. Like Busting Open the Radio was great because it was a good place for casual fans to really become up, be schooled in wrestling stuff and wrestling news. And even if it wasn't something they'd end up watching, they could still learn about other things in wrestling, in the wrestling world.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly is kind of why I always respected Bubba Ray, because even though he would always shit on AEW, he would also give it compliments as well. So because he was fairly balanced back in the day. Once they started leaning towards WWE, all his criticism started to come out, and very few times where they talk about AEW as a positive.
Yeah, but you called it, and it was bound to happen, and it is. So it is what it is. Like I said, Lita got kicked out. Coach got kicked out too.
Mm-hmm.
Coach got kicked out.
Well, I understand why Coach got kicked out. Coach he's been beefing with WWE probably since before he left the second time.
Oh yeah,
because he's still pissed off by the XFL.
Oh yeah.
But that's a different story. What actually the conversation I want to talk about is AEW hosting all these like pro wrestling shows.
Love it.
And everybody's saying that AEW is trying to take over wrestling. And I'm sitting there going, have you looked across the street at WWE?
That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. AEW is just giving them a platform to show off their stuff. They don't even need to actually interact with AEW wrestlers. It's just a platform for those guys to have it. And yeah, obviously Tony's making bank off of it because he's obviously licensing the deal to license these people's product to put it through. So he gets a contract, he gets bank for hosting it and bank from part of the residuals of the show airing.
Yeah, and it benefits also the promotion because they get banked because they get ticket sales and they get audiences.
They get great exposure that they don't normally have, and they don't have to worry about looking for a TV deal. And so at some point, my AEW will probably flip into a real streaming service.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Would you rather watch one wrestling on a streaming service like WWE.com or watch my AEW where you can watch New Japan? Well, you can't watch New Japan because they walk away, but like you can watch DDT and Noah. Actually, you can't because I'm sorry, Dragon Gate. There you go, Dragon Gate. You can watch Dragon Gate, CMLL, and Maple Leaf on one streaming network.
I hope remember, we're still waiting on the CML. Hopefully they succeed on it. I hope if they get it done. Because
CMLL it's a long shot. I do admit.
And remember, Japan, they have their own. So it's dependent. Well, even though new ownership though.
So they have no. DDT, New Japan is the only one that airs their shows on there. Like Noah, All Japan Pro Wrestling, they don't have a streaming service. They don't.
Noah does.
No, yeah, but not. Really? What under what?
It's. I'll tell you right now.
Because all I know is that New Japan is the only one who has the international one that you can actually log in.
No, they got Wrestle Universe. There you go. That's what they have. Noah has Wrestling Universe. That's what they have.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know they have it. I believe they show DDT in their platform. Maybe actually they do. Yep. They show Tokyo Joshi Pro and DDT. So they have that. Noah has that on their platform. The one that's missing
Right.
is Dragon Gate. Dragon Gate doesn't have
Yeah,
it.
Dragon Gate's the one I think people are sleeping on. Dragon Gate.
I'm waiting for Dragon Gate.
Dragon Gate, I think, because Dragon Gate's honestly, it's like a bunch of X Division guys. They're not big wrestlers, but they're X Division types.
Yeah. And Zero Market here asking, do you guys think honestly Oba and Omos will be the next Taker and Kane if they were make a storyline of how they did with them? No,
No,
they won't. They won't do it.
They can't even book Omos in America.
No, they're booking him barely good in Mexico. Let's see what he could do over there. Let's see. Basically saying coach took a job at Global MMA knowing that he was going to be pushed out from. But yeah. Question: is there any news about NWA? They're on Tubi, pal. You go there and watch it. Roku TV.
They're not a bad product, but honestly, they kind of lost a lot of their luster, and unfortunately,
blame James Mitchell for that.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it's not a bad product. It's just not a compelling product that's worth watching, in my opinion. Do not get me wrong. I like Trevor Murdoch is still fun to watch. But honestly, and the truth of the matter is, when Nick Aldis ended up leaving the company, they fell off so hard, so fast. And they have yet to recover from it. And they have had help. So either way, they're doing okay.
So look, so they have Rev Pro, Warrior Wrestling. They have even Brian Myers, Cap Wrestling. They have WrestlePro, WrestleCade. They have Produce, ML Maple Leaf. Now they added Maple Leaf, WXX, Eve, I1FW, and United Wrestling Network for a while. I'm surprised they actually added. Wow, okay. I didn't even know about the United Wrestling Network.
Like I said, it's not about them taking over, but if you think about it, if you want pro wrestling, you think AEW. It doesn't have to be AEW wrestlers. You just have to think AEW, because you think to yourself, man, if they hosting that many wrestling groups, maybe they know something about wrestling that WWE doesn't.
I think the thing is because right now we're Triller now out of the equation because it was bankrupt. So the only thing that kind of is like a streaming service for the independent circuits as well is IWTV, I believe. Bagley would know, and Brandon would know. IWTV, there still exists.
And honestly, Bleacher charges too goddamn much.
Well, fuck yeah, I don't want to. No, I'd rather just pay $20 and $20 to $25 freaking AEW to see all those promotions. I don't mind doing that. So is
it even that expensive?
No, it's only like $20.
Yeah,
20. It starts $20.
Yeah, I don't even think it's 20. I think it's $18.99 or something, or $17.99 or something.
Well, it starts at $7 something. Starts at $7 of certain what you able to watch, and then the $20 for pay-per-views, and then the yearly bundle pack. So, but they got good stuff. That be shit. I mean, I like it.
Honestly, Maple Leaf Pro pulling in Adam Copeland is a great pull.
Yeah, that's a great pull. And you top it up with Maple Leaf. They have their Thursday night shows in Canada, so I'm happy for them. Now, so at least they got something.
Now the other thing that proves that Tony is a dastardly devil is because of the fact of the way AEW's contracts are structured. These guys can go anywhere and wrestle.
Yes.
So think about it this way: on the My AEW act, Rev Pro having an event, and then Moxley shows up.
Well, remember he's co-owner of that company.
Well, no. That's not what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay, sorry.
The point I'm getting at is that Rev Pro now is associated with AEW. AEW shows up, and just by Moxley showing up, that's an advertisement for AEW.
Yeah.
Like literally, like even though he owns it, yeah. But if you think about somebody like, let me see, I'm trying to think of another one. Like we'll say GCW. Which, odds are GCW will never be up in that motherfucker. But just
I don't think so.
Let's say if GCW was
MOW.
Yeah, well, yeah, MOW obviously. But like, think about it. If you think about it this way, an AEW wrestler shows up there, it's a great promo for not just MLW. it's a promo for AEW, and MLW gets a little bit of shine off AEW, and all it takes is just one guy to visit. It's a 5-minute visit on the My AEW app. People see it and they just think, "Huh, that guy's from AEW. Maybe I'll go look at the AEW stuff."
There's one promotion though that is left to be on my AEW.
Mm-hmm.
That is Defy. Defy.
I feel like somebody's buying Defy soon.
I know that Big Damo and Nikki, they bought Progress, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised they get involved in getting Defy. I would not be surprised. And but like I said, I'm happy the fact that at least they're getting the exposures here on my AEW, and I love it. And like I said, Tony Khan is a smart man. I know what he's trying to do. He's a fan, but also a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
This man knows what he's doing, and
he's scouting talent. He's scouting talent, yeah.
And he's scouting producers. You know, when you talk about Rev Pro, I forgot to add what you were saying about Rev Pro. Guess who worked as an internal producer, and maybe gets hired as producer?
Who?
Sami Callihan.
Well, no, that's the thing, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what talent I'm talking about. It ain't just on-screen talent. It's just guys in the back, like guys who work. Like that's what I'm talking about, scanning talent. And like I said, if he goes, that's a really great segment. I don't need the wrestlers, but who the fuck booked that match and booked that segment? I want to see that guy.
Yeah, definitely. Anthony was good, brother. Let's see. Question: Do you think AAA is in charge now? Eventually, we're going to see more ability for younger talent to go around the world and do excursions and talk about the talent NXT.
No. No, I do not. Like, honestly, I told you, I was surprised they let Kevin Owens manage to get out. He like shout out to Rebel.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's shocking to me. So
what's Anthony saying? So this is what I'm surprised that British podcasting even allowed Tony to do this, do these partnerships, because they kicked WWE out after a while. No, so that's an interesting thing. And can you bring that back up for a second? Because I know exactly what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting trick. So what WWE was doing was, it wasn't a partnership. It was essentially a hostile takeover. Evolve used to be its own promotion, and then WWE bought it.
Yep.
And that's when because for a while it was initially WWE UK, and then when all the hoopla happened with the
pandemic,
and pandemic and Me Too and all that other stuff, they pulled out, but they still bought Evolve to be their guy.
Yep.
So the reason they got kicked out of the British stuff was at a certain point. First of all, it is rare to see British strong style on a WWE card, and when you're telling people that they can't do that, that's where you're going to get kicked out. The thing about Tony, which I enjoy, is the fact that he does respect the brand. Now, I do know he does have a bad history because he's a fan, but he's also a guy going, like if you look at Forbidden Door always benefited him. And I think he learned a harsh lesson that you can't book that way anymore. But I do believe that when it comes to other companies, he does go out of his way to respect their sovereignty, and doesn't really go about trying to screw them over.
Mm-hmm. This is what I'm saying. I feel that my AEW is just a platform and wait for Tony to find a way to buy these companies. I don't think so, Anthony.
He does not have to. He doesn't have to. Like I said, all you have to do is form a respectful partnership with him, and just be able to go, can you want to trade talent for a couple of days?
Exactly. That's just what he wants to do. That's
what used to happen during the territory days.
Mm-hmm.
The territory days was like, I'm an independent, I'm going to stay that way, but we make money if we work together.
Exactly.
So what they do, they would take their top guy and have the other guy's top guy wrestle for maybe 2 or 3 matches. And then once those are done, they would trade titles too. One side win the belt, the other side win the belt, but the rubber match the belt would come back home.
Yep.
And all it really did was advertise both promotions, advertise the belt, advertise the wrestlers and champions, and then advertise the talent on both sides. But Anthony is right. That is a concern that most companies have, and I think WWE set up a really bad precedent to scare other promotions. Because let's face it, that's how Vince did business in the 60s, 70s, 70s and 80s.
Vince Senior, right?
Yeah, Vince Senior and Vince Junior.
Mm-hmm.
They just slowly started buying up territories and buying up talent.
Yeah, I just don't see it for Tony Khan to do it. He could if he wants to, but he doesn't. He feels that there's no need to it. It's the same like right now. He could literally take really the PWG library and put it up there.
Yeah,
but
financially, it doesn't make sense for him to do it.
Exactly, it doesn't make sense for him to do it. And it's like how he talked about TNA. You think he wanted to buy? He could have, but it's like not for that price. But he doesn't want to do that. So it's like.
I'll be honest. I don't think he wanted TNA to begin with.
No, I know he didn't. So they just when they asked him that during the other last pay-per-view, not Redemption, but the one prior, they asked him that. Mm-hmm. But I could tell, of course, he didn't want it. So that's for sure. But I gotta give Tony Khan his credit because the man is putting what he could do. And like you said, which you mentioned about the Forbidden Door, this could be the last Forbidden Door we could see for quite some time because the beneficial for the other third parties. That their exposures and their talents not getting over as what the expectations as well. So it just down the line, like I said, it's kind of early to determine where this is going to go because I still have to see. We have to see how this is going to end by the end of the year. The relationship between New Japan and CML. But I could tell you by New Japan, they're focusing on putting their own way of exposing their international market, their route, since it's now under new ownership. So they're really going to be figuring out how to get their exposure, their marketing. So I see New Japan out of the picture for right now until we'll see what will happen the following year. Because remember, we still Tanahashi is barely now full control as we speak. Hasn't been a full year for him as a completed. He was still finishing up Gato's booking before he took full control. Now, this is now his full control as a creative booker for New Japan and for this year's Wrestle Kingdom. So we got to see how he is going to be successful in that. CML, on the other hand, they're looking for national, international, of course, for here, especially North America, where they could get exposure. Because it's difficult they could have a relationship, but when it comes to money, when it comes to exposure and here, they're playing it by out and see what benefits them because they're not going to be splitting it between them three. I'll tell you that right now. They're not because, TVI, they're doing their own thing. Tony Khan is just doing it for the independent circus to help them. Like how you said earlier, it works both parties. One, he's getting the subscribers, he's getting everybody. And of course, he's getting his commission. Two, they're selling their tickets. They're getting audiences to attend, to actually go to their shows and give them support. So it works for all parties in that. CML, it's a whole different. It's really, really different. And wow, it's a great story. They have some good storytellings. I know some girls that actually works there, Brian. So I would watch it. They kind of have good kind of stories. So I would really, really watch it. And let's see here. So you think So you think WWE, their form of excursion for the young talent is sending someone in AAA and Noah? That's if they do. But when have you seen that? I haven't heard anything from Noah as of late. They haven't sent anybody. I haven't heard anything, so I have no idea. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like someone kicking themselves in that part of the. No, Anthony, I'm gonna look. I respect your opinion, but they don't need to be with WWE. Let them do their own thing. CML does not need to be near WWE. They're not kicking.
And truth be told, the worst thing that happened is if they did that, because then they would truly be just sucked into AAA.
Exactly. So it's like they don't need to be. Because
if you think the U.S. is a small wrestling market, Mexico is a really small Mexican market of wrestling, even though it's got a huge history. My bad. Has a huge history of it. Excuse me. It has a huge history of it. Big promotions, however, not a big hit. The landscape is not that huge. They just give a bunch of pretty small or independent organizations that honestly CMLL and AAA. Because if you think about it, they're relatively young promotions. Because I think CMLL is just under 20 years, and I think
it's longer. Yeah. CML is longer than AAA. They were the first ones. The thing is,
okay, so yes, reverse. Yeah, and AAA is only what AAA is 15, and
I would say a little bit more than that.
Like
a little bit more.
30, yeah, 25, 30.
Around us, yes. Yeah. So CML, it's just they're the only top right now in the market in Mexico. Yes, there's other promotions but they're not as top as they are. But they don't need to get involved with WWE at all. They don't need to. It's just they don't need to. Yeah, but I hear where you're coming from, Anthony. But you have to understand as a business aspect.
It is a valid fear, though. It is a valid fear because at a certain point, WWE's trying to choke out other companies, and that usually means taking over other markets.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, other markets, if they want to survive, they'll have to join WWE and become part of their whatever machine they're building in some way or form, either as a partnership like TNA did, or sell out like AAA did.
Exactly. So they're not gonna do that. CML is not gonna do that. And I get where you're coming from as a businessman, but you have to understand the businessman aspect. Why would CML want to risk putting themselves with partnership with WWE? They're not gonna get part. WWE is gonna, like how Pepsi said, they're gonna want to own their asses and take their shit. They're not really looking into like, oh yeah, let's partners up. They don't care. They won't do it.
And truth be told, they may have the reach television wise, but they ain't sharing it.
Exactly. They're not going to share it.
They're not sharing it. TNA had to get a separate deal on AMC, a network that to this day I was surprised still exists.
Yeah. And believe it or not, they're doing good in their viewership.
They are, but it's AMC. they're getting fall off WWE viewers, so it's not really like TNA's get like TNA. Like think about it, are TNA fans really going to AMC and paying for that extra service?
No,
that's the number I want. That's the number I want to see, because here's the thing.
That's true.
Think about and just go back to what you said. AAA, as much as I love TNA, does not have the lineage AAA does.
Mm-hmm.
If it was up to me, I would sooner have AAA on television right now. Like every time you see a pay-per-view or clip from one of their nights, it's a banger event.
Oh yeah, well, it is.
If you really do believe in a product to make money, and you would be try to make that reach go out further beyond its current scope, because just having them show in Mexico is what got them in trouble in the first place, respectffully.
Yeah.
What they need is exposure in different markets, not exposure in the same market. The WWE name is not going to get them more crowds.
Yes.
And Anthony, I understand exactly what you're saying about the reach and stuff, but the problem is you got to balance that with the return on investment.
Exactly.
With AAA is how much are they investing in AAA to make it a better product? And they're not, in my opinion. Yeah, you're sending talent down there, but they're basically just turning AAA into a training ground for a lot of WWE wrestlers before they come back up to the main roster again. And that is not how you build a brand, by pretty much just making a revolving door with talent.
Yeah. We just gonna have to wait and see on that one.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to wait and see. But let's see. Before we go, I guess one more thing from Anthony. Let's see. Phil, you're wondering how old are you? Yeah, it's 89. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay. Well, folks, looks like it is that time, folks. Hold on. What the heck? Oh, there we go.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
And we appreciate you guys for joining us, guys and girls, this evening. Appreciate you all for this incredible 2.5 hours of just digression, debating, and obsession, and just analyzing a lot of things in the world of professional wrestling. I'll tell you that, man. We're like 20 episodes away to hitting 300, which we will get there. And that's going to be amazing when we get 300. Like, for them, that's a lot of episodes. 300, baby. But, folks, don't go for a course. Party is just getting started here on this Monday. Remember, it's a doubleheader, so you will have, of course, in, I would say 25 to 40, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30, 35 minutes, you will have Raw Dogging with Dom and Friends. With benefits. And, of course, covering the cards, a Monday Night Raw and the fallout for SummerSlam. So make sure you guys get your dinner and get everything else ready to come join the notorious FAM and the Ruler, Bobby Ruler, Justin, and they're gonna have a special guest, and you got to see what special guest they're gonna have on. So make sure you come back and join through for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
and of course,
spoiler alert: it's Danhausen. That motherfucker is everywhere.
He is everywhere. And human money. Yes, human money. Oh, even Brandon, I think Brandon said it earlier in the chat.
By the way, if anyone's curious, we deliberately barely talked about the Danhausen Dom match for a reason.
Yeah, there's isn't much to be talked about, to be honest, in that one. I mean, it is what it is. See, like, here you go. Danhausen human monies for $30. I can get it on Temu monies for cheaper.
Repo Man know the truth.
See, that's right. Brandon knows. That's right. But folks, again, we appreciate you guys for joining us here. Don't forget to, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're here to providing you best pro wrestling content for 6 to 7 days a week here for you, from the flagship show to the Wrestling DeLorean to Raw, Monday Night Raw, through NXT, Dynamite, TNA, SmackDown, sometimes Collision and AAA on Saturdays, and Chaotic Chaos on Sundays. And there could be maybe, pay-per-views as well. So, and we also crowned the first ever chat champion, and that is Ghostface, of course, but he's not here in the chat, but now he is a new chat champion for the chat here. So if you want to participate in that, subscribe, hit that like, and
I would
that
like
will be
to record
defended.
the show that I retired, which is why the belt was up for grabs. Just saying that right now.
There you go, baby. And there you go. But folks, like you already know, we discuss, we debate, and we derail. Sometimes, when, like how we did earlier, going off on Skippy's comments, we detonate, That's what we did. We detonated because he kind of got us on the nerves there. But our attorney at law will tell you, the man who breaks down, who gives you the law, breaking the law, he does everything, okay? But this man is going to tell you how it is. You see, I know, Chris, you got to go after Ghostface title. Wait until all in for the predictions for that. But this man will tell you what are the 3 words that nobody does better than we do here. And you tell them, attorney at law, what are the 3 words that we do here in this network?
We make history.
Bye.
You two. Goodbye. Mwah. And good night.
And together, we make history.
Like a